I found a list, the top 20 Gen Z slang words.
I'm going to start snapping for sure.
Okay, let's go.
Cheugy.
Cheugy.
Cheugy. Cheugy. I see the blood boiling in Justin right now.
If you see something, you're like, that's cheugy.
Who says this?
Cheugy.
No.
Read. I don't even know if it's pronounced read or red.
So they're just taking regular words that already exist and just
like left on red. And
Welcome, Justin. Welcome back to Beyond the Bench, episode 91. 9-1. If you do 9 plus 1, it's 10. So technically speaking, we're back to episode 10.
Yeah, that's good.
I was born on August 10th.
Happy birthday.
August. Oh, there you go. Got one number right tonight.
There you go.
What did you ask her before? What year are you born? Because you wanted to say you were 91.
Yeah, but she's not.
She's 96.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I was
that would
way
make
off.
me older than you guys.
Yeah. It
Sure.
could be. I wasn't wrong for thinking that.
You're thinking what? That she was born in 91?
Like, obviously that doesn't make sense. Anyways. Okay.
The podcast about everything and
Okay.
absolutely nothing with your hosts, Josh, Justin,
Hello.
and we've got the one, the only, the queen of vlog, Chloe Hyszko, ladies and gentlemen, the lady who introduced shock collars to the podcast way back when.
Yeah.
That was before we even had video.
50.
Episode fucking 50.
Episode 50.
Come back, Chloe. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel so like you would think you just called me the queen of vlogs. You would think I'm used to like being on camera, and I'm just like, hi, I'm socially awkward. How are you?
But don't you? Why you don't feel like it helps you like the whole like I don't know the whole
Like,
being on camera thing.
Yeah, but like I feel like now like because like I can edit my own videos, right? And I can see like and I see myself on the little screen.
Yeah.
Here I'm like guessing. I'm like, do I look okay?
I feel like what you do is harder though. The whole selfie thing is way harder than just having a camera right there. I forget. You're like talking to a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Oh
not
my
talking
god.
to a camera.
So it's really awkward when sometimes like you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And I try like I'm like okay, let me like whatever. And the amount of times I have to redo it because I feel like I sound awkward or whatever. But I literally just stopped giving a fuck.
Yeah, you have to.
Like-
or you just get used to it after a while.
I guess that's me with every fucking story I put on Instagram. Before we continue this conversation, if you're watching on YouTube,
Yes.
hit the subscribe,
Plug.
hit the like,
Hit it.
comment down below. If
Comment.
you want to follow us on the socials at Beyond the Bench Podcast. We're also on TikTok for all you Gen Zers out there. Of to whom I have something to say a little later on in this
You
podcast.
fucking tell those Gen Zers.
I'm gonna tell all the Gen
Are they?
Zers.
Is it Gen Z now, or are we still Gen Y? How does
I
it
feel like
work?
we skipped
Gen-
Gen Y. We went from millennial to Gen Z.
Was there ever a Gen X?
Gen Z. I feel like that's a fucking like a pop star.
Gen Z.
Gen Z's got a new track out.
Yeah.
Doesn't have albums, just tracks.
Yeah, tracks.
true.
Just drops tracks.
Yeah, everybody from like 2017 onward, they just drop tracks. They don't drop albums, you know? If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, follow us, leave a 5-star review. We'd very much appreciate it. I was going to say something to what you were saying before. I'm the same way. When I put any story on Instagram, I have to do it like 7 times. And then it makes me think after, every person you see who seems to be like really comfortable in front of the camera on a story,
They go through it.
they go through like
Yeah,
7 of them.
The more you redo it, like
The
the
worse-
worse it gets.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you start
getting-
realizing, okay, well, I can do this better, I
Yeah.
can do that better, whatever.
You just start
'cause
getting in your head.
You start overanalyzing
Yeah,
everything. I
everything.
just recently started talking on my stories, and I used to be so scared to do that.
Yeah.
And then I was just having a shitty morning, and I recorded it, and it was like half to record to like send it to my boyfriend, and the other part was like maybe I'll record this and maybe I'll post it on my story.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to him. I'm like, should I post it on my story? He's like, yeah, why not? It's fucking funny. And then I posted it, and people were messaging me like, make more stories like this, and I was like,
Oh, there you go.
Why do you think that is? That you look at yourself and you're like, I am so cringe.
Because I am fucking ugly.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know.
it, you know what it is? It's you want you are your biggest critic.
Yeah.
So everything
yeah.
you do, you criticize it, everything. So it's like even just to say Kanye has a new album coming out. How many times does Kanye say I'm dropping it on this day?
Yeah.
And then he goes, no, fuck it. This isn't perfect. I have to fix it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then it's like he keeps finding, then he fixes it. That problem, he keeps finding new problems. You're never going to be 100% satisfied with yourself,
No.
but you just have to really stop caring. Like even with my vlogs, I was like, before I was like, okay, I have to do this. I have to have this done. I have to have structure and whatever. And now I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to record whenever the fuck I feel like recording, and I'm going to say whatever I want to say. If I have to cut shit out, I cut it out. And like I think the most recent vlogs I've been making have been the best ones to me
Your confidence is up.
because my confidence was up because I was just doing whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't overthinking, overanalyzing everything, you know, and it's just
I have to do that too. My partner at work is always like taking videos. Like I'm sure you guys see him. He's always like there. He's like, Justin, he's like, take a video. And I was like, yo, like, I don't know why, but like, I'm shy. He's
It's
like,
crazy.
he's like, you're on a fucking podcast. He's like, what are you talking about?
Right?
And I was like, yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same because you guys also have that banter back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
able to do that. Like for me, it's
Banter,
like
Josh.
literally to a fucking camera.
Yeah, that's why it's harder. It's more
Yeah.
impressive.
Oh
Actually.
my
Good for
God.
you.
I was recording on my birthday. Like I went for lunch with my mom and my sister, and my sister gets embarrassed very easily. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like I'm going to vlog. My mom's like, it's her birthday. Let her do whatever she wants. And I'm like, okay. So I take out my camera. We're at dinner and I'm recording and I'm literally leaving everything my sister says in the vlog. I was going to put music over it, but it's so funny. She's like, really? You have to do this right now? And she's like, serious. She's like, Chloe, come on. Like she keeps complaining and it's the funniest thing. She's like, this is embarrassing.
I have to say, man, honestly, like we've done this with my brother. I don't know what, like 5 times at this point, 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, let's
I don't
say.
think I've ever felt my brother be uncomfortable in a situation where we have him on camera or we have him on the mic. And I don't mean that just in reference to your sister,
No.
but I just mean in reference to like anybody, really.
But you're also in the comfort of your own home. This
Yeah.
is like I was doing it at
We're
a
also
restaurant.
doing a podcast. She was like just mid supper taking out her phone.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, like,
Oh,
really?
and I brought the full fucking camera.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay.
It's so funny. Like I literally, even with my boyfriend, I'm like, listen, like I'm gonna record, and he's fully supportive. So he's like, whatever, like
Imagine
sure.
her boyfriend was like, Jesus Christ, like, I can go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
can I
Stand
just
to get the
fucking
camera,
eat
imagine.
the food?
Eat the food.
Yeah, but like
No, it doesn't
you
matter.
know, like if you're getting into a relationship
Yeah,
with somebody, you know, like who they
Doesn't
are,
matter.
right? Like if
Doesn't
that was something that really bugged him, I would imagine.
I dropped my first
Yeah.
video the week we started dating.
Yeah, there you
like
go.
started talking.
Yeah, you left him no choice.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
that's no
hey,
choice.
you're supporting my dreams.
This is me and this is what I do. So take it or leave it.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's something that would genuinely bother him, or vice versa, if you were dating somebody and they were doing something that genuinely bothered you, like I'm sure that it
Yeah,
wouldn't.
but it's not like an annoying thing. It's like a passion. It's not like she's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
telling off the waiter every time. Then it's like, okay. It gets
Yeah.
annoying. But you're doing what you like.
It's not like I'm doing anything. It's also like not like
It's
I'm
like
doing
it-
anything disrespectful. It's
Yeah,
not like my
it's-
content is like vulgar and he's
Yeah,
like,
it's like it's an
okay.
attitude problem or anything. It's just whatever. You're
Like
having
I'm
fun
gonna
in
do
the
a
moment.
bikini haul and just be naked. Like no, like if I did that, he would be like,
Yeah,
"Chloe,
that
we
too.
have some things to discuss."
bikini hauls. Those are like that's 2021 in a fucking in a
2021. You know who my first bikini haul that I ever watched? Jenna Marbles when I was in.
Oh my God, isn't she like a famous YouTuber? Is she
Not a
still
porn
around?
star.
No, it's a
No, you
YouTuber.
want to know what happened?
Is she still relevant?
fucking got canceled for like the dumbest thing ever. Literally. Oh my God. This was like one of the like people who got canceled that like actually hurt me because it wasn't even like a group of people going against her. Like everyone's like, can you not cancel yourself? Because she like made a video. She's like, I'm not going to do YouTube anymore because like this is just too much. Because basically back in like fucking early 2000s when no one was like sensitive and like you can make race jokes and all this shit that like that weren't even bad, but like
I love how that's a back in the day, you know,
But
like, when you
it
could talk about
is.
black people and shit.
but it wasn't even black people. It was okay. So I'm gonna say this. She was co-signed by an Asian comedian, another Asian comedian. She made a rap song and she says something about Asians in it, and he's there with her. So it was like he was like, yeah, like this is jokes, like it's fine, like I'm Asian, it doesn't matter. And it was again the time where like people weren't getting sensitive, and she goes, hey Ching Chong, can you suck my King Kong Ding Dong? And then she says, oh, I think that was racist, I'm not good at rap songs. And then people dug this shit up from like fucking 2000 and I don't know what.
First of all, that's
It's not even-
fucking clever.
Yeah, that's
I told my Asian friend and he's like, if someone told me that, I think I would high five them. And I'm like,
it's
like
not
this-
even bad.
That all rhymes.
Yeah,
dude.
it's just.
I'm
a rhyme.
impressed, dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking-
no, it's good. It's good.
Jesus Christ. Hey, ping pong, suck my King Kong ding dong. It's not ping pong. What was it? Hey, Ching Chong, come play ping pong and suck my King Kong ding dong. Something else with a gong, and then at the end it was I don't even know how to make a rap song. Everything rhymes, dude. That's fucking
Perfect.
intelligence.
And she had an Asian with her, so like.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Got the
exactly.
cosigner.
She was co-signed, so she was like,
Yeah.
she didn't think it was bad, especially again during those times. And then people like dug it up, and they were like, Jenna
Okay, 'cause
Marbles are racist.
This came out like
years ago.
Okay, yeah,
and then
yeah.
someone like dug it up, and like then there was like another thing where like she used to just always self tan really dark and like be like orange, and then she would put bronzer on top of it, and she was imitating Nicki Minaj. So people were like, she's doing blackface, but it was like, no, first of all, her face is fucking orange.
No,
she
she's doing
looks like
Snooki.
Oh
She's
my
doing
Yeah,
Snooki
I'm
face.
like, she looks like Snooki actually. And so she was just like, you know, like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and she's been off the internet for over a year
so
now.
she just said fuck it and she walked away.
This girl has made fucking money.
Yeah, she was very
she
very
made bank.
popular.
She was
Yeah.
the first one of the first
She was one of the
YouTubers.
first. Yeah.
And then she had a
Yeah.
podcast, and her boyfriend also does podcasts and whatever. So it's like,
Podcast.
and she was on Twitch also.
You know what the thing with the thing with that is, man, and I feel bad because I don't know, I can't remember who it was that said this. I watched the video recently. Quentin Tarantino,
So
oddly
random.
enough,
Fucking random.
on Joe Rogan's podcast was talking about cancel culture and was talking about the idea that when you do something, your initial thought is always, what are they going to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Rogan was like, oh, it's funny because you wouldn't be able to make that kind of movie back then because they would say something. And his response was, who are they?
Yeah.
Because realistically speaking, who are they? He's like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in the sense where the more you say, I can't do this because they will say something, the more they feel empowered to say something back. So the more you don't give a fuck, the less people are allowed to give a fuck about what you don't give a fuck.
Well, the perfect example is there's so many influencers that people are trying to cancel. They don't let themselves get canceled. They're like, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to sit down and make this apology and do all this shit. I'm going to keep making my videos. I'm going to keep doing whatever the fuck it is that they're doing.
They're still more careful though.
No, there's some that are just not. Like, even just look at Jake Paul, for example. The amount of times they wanted to cancel him. He does not give a fuck.
Comedians are not careful at all. Like
No.
Tim Dillon, the Tim Dillon podcast, that guy is fucking shit. What he
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, you also have to
They
be at
don't
a
care.
you also have to be at a level, man, where you have the money to not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And the fan base that you're not gonna get canceled. People are watching you for that.
For that,
You know? And he's not being like a crazy
exactly.
racist.
No.
He's just a little bit more extreme, a little bit more out there, but
No.
it doesn't make it wrong.
I
at
mean,
all,
if
you
we
know?
look at the movies that we were watching back in the day, and it was like there's so many things that are just like, they are harmless jokes, but sometimes harmless jokes are in the wrong hands, and that's
Yeah.
the issue.
Well,
because
how many
then-
times do you watch a movie and you're like, oh my god, if that would happen now? Like,
Oh my
forget
god,
it.
all the
Always,
time.
Always.
I was watching Rush Hour 3, and it was like something.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're a man," just because she was bald, and he was like, she's like, "No, I'm a woman." And he's like, "No, you're a man," and I'm like, "Oh my god, if this happens."
You
know,
oh my
there's
God.
there's a saying that I heard a long time ago from Sam Harris. It says, no one person is below dignity and no one idea is above scrutiny. So, like, my question is like, when did people stop being able to be made fun of? You know what I mean? The best humor is self-deprecative humor.
Oh,
it's like where you
yeah.
make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
And so an extension of that is just making fun of the people around you. We're all living the same life. It's not like you're a fucking alien and I'm a human. We're all humans. We all have similar to the same problems in life, you know? Like, I'm trying to date this girl, you're trying to date this guy. Like, we're all having the same situations in life. When did it become a thing where you can't be made fun of and I can't be made fun of because everyone's too sensitive about it, you know?
I don't know. It was like obviously a very slow progression.
Yeah, it's a progression,
But like,
sure.
when? People
I
are
think
so
it's definitely
stupid.
when like social media really started
Yeah.
to take off.
That's good. That's good.
But like, I think especially recently, I don't know if it's just I'm noticing more since being on TikTok, but I see there's so many because on Instagram it's like people are just posting their lives, right? Nobody really says anything, but on TikTok people are making videos or responding to videos and shit, and I see some of the most fucked up thing. Like, there was this one girl who was posting about like, this girl said, if you go to the gym to change your body, you're fat phobic.
Oh my god.
I go,
That's so fucking
what?
stupid.
Like, all these little things
You can't
that
even
it's
be
just
healthy
like,
anymore. That's what. pretty
no,
much what
you
she's
can't
saying.
be healthy. Like, even like you can't be a woman. You can't be this. You can't do that. Like, you can't be like, if you're hyper feminine, they're like, no, you're
giving into the patriarchy.
yeah, you're giving into the patriarchy, and it's like, I want to fucking wear my long nails and my makeup, but like, I'm still very much a fucking man. I will curse like a sailor and drink my beer and whatever. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just so crazy that
People,
so many things.
My
like
problem
that.
with all this is like, why do you actually care so much?
yeah, exactly.
There's no point.
Do you know what oh my god, I was saying this
you must live
yesterday.
a miserable life, man. I'm telling you. These people are miserable.
Yeah, everyone is so self-righteous right now.
Yeah.
I do apartments.
He just pulled that one. Fuck, that was actually real.
Oh my god. That was Oprah Winfrey on the podcast.
I do like, I rent out apartments for my parents, okay? So like, one of the apartments is listed at $1,700, okay? Comes with a bunch of shit, whatever. People can afford that. There's people, it actually got rented. I just left the listing up. Someone messaged me, you should put this at $1,400. 17 is way too expensive. And I'm like, well,
It's like,
actually,
you don't know the mortgage I'm
she's like,
paying. Shut
yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
she's like,
Like, you don't even know what I'm paying.
she's like, this will never get rented. I'm like, actually, it's rented with a smiley face. She goes, you're poor tenants. I go, actually, they're happy and they can afford it. So like, you know, lucky that's neither of our problems. You know what I mean? Like
what do you, and it's like a
random person, like looking through Marketplace. Like, what did you think I was going to say? Oh yeah, you know what? You're right.
You're
you
right.
Want it for 1,400?
Let me lower it for you.
Yeah.
You know what it is? That's
Shut
probably
the
a
fuck
girl that
up.
was looking for like an apartment, and everything is out of her price range.
And she was pissed.
1,700, and she was pissed. And she's like, "Oh, lower it because I could afford only 1,400."
And
That's
then
what
people
it is.
like they were writing on my like posts. They were like, greedy landlords and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you fighting for?
Yeah, these are the same people that are fucking getting angry at like Jeff Bezos and shit. You know what I mean? Like the people or society, I feel like, has removed all sense of agency from people.
It's
Everybody,
just jealousy though for Jeff Bezos. It's
yeah,
straight up
A
jealousy.
lot of things are jealousy,
Yeah,
but I think
mostly.
a lot of things are like people have like an idealized world that is just unrealistic. Like I saw someone tweet the other day, there shouldn't be any billionaires. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, so what's the cap then?
You're gonna tell me
Like
how much money I can make?
Yeah,
exactly. That makes no sense. It's like I do understand. Like yes, to a certain extent. Like I feel like if I was a billionaire, I would be like generous. Like obviously, but like you're not gonna start giving money to everyone. You guys were talking about Kylie Jenner actually, one of the pods, about like this whole thing that happened of her donating money. So
yeah,
to?
yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So there was
I don't.
She donated like some amount of millions or something to.
No. So basically, someone who had done her makeup once, who was friends with a friend of hers, got into a car accident. And then people were bitching because she only donated $6,000 or $5,000. Everyone's like, you're a billionaire and you should donate more, whatever. And she was like, she actually wrote a story. She's like, I never address any like issues, rumors, whatever about myself. She's like, but this one's one I feel like I need to clear up. She's like, they had a certain amount that they had to reach. I donated money to reach that amount. So they were missing $6,000 from their goal. And that's what she donated. She doesn't need to donate
$1 million.
$1
So
if
they
their
can
goal.
so they can profit 500 like
Exactly.
994,000.
So she gave what she could, and then on top of that, used her platform to say, "Hey, if you guys have a buck you can spare, you could give it to them." If they needed more money, I'm sure she would have. I'm sure if it was $10,000 that they needed, she would have given it. You know,
that's not even the point.
You know?
though. Whether she gives 6,000 or
No.
$0,
And it's
it's
like-
none of your fucking business.
exactly. I don't understand.
the way I
Like
see
people just want to get mad. Like
Yeah.
like especially when it's like the Kardashians, Jeff Bezos, or whatever. People
That's a big one, Jeff Bezos, though.
fucking
But it's like,
shit on them.
You know what the
Big one.
stupid part about that whole thing is like I have to now give $1 million. Why? So Susie Q at Susie Q74 on Twitter can be fucking happy about the
Exactly.
amount, you know, that can condone the amount of money that I'm giving to this person or this charity. Like, shut up, man. And that's why I always say, like, I feel like a lot of these conversations in today's day are run by a very loud minority. The Twitter mob and the Facebook mob and the people who are just very vocal about how angry they are the ones who are running all these conversations and all these decisions, because it's very easy now anyway to be, I'm against racism, so you're a racist, that means I'm a good person. It's very difficult in today's day to be on the other end of any discussion, whether that be COVID, whether that be racism, whether that be anything.
No, but
and when I
today's
say
problem is just that there's two sides. There's no more in the middle.
Exactly.
There's
And
nobody wants to listen to the
No,
middle.
it's just here or here. That's it.
And the craziest part, I think what you said, a loud minority, that's like a huge thing because it's so true. But also, all these people are the ones that are ruining the causes, that are ruining the actual, like, because I don't want to listen to you if you're gonna shit on me. Like if it's like racism conversation, you're gonna start shitting on me for being a white girl.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, like you're insulting me, but you want me to like be on your side. Like I'm obviously on your side because I'm not a fucking racist. I'm not an idiot.
exactly.
But it's like I don't want to fucking listen to you, that particular person, complain if you're, for whatever reason it is, whether it's sexism, money, whatever. If you're gonna be angry, that's one thing about me too. Is like even with my friends, like if you're gonna give me attitude, like I'm gonna lose it because it's like what, like there we need to have a conversation. There needs to be communication.
There's no need for it, right?
No.
And so what happens a lot now is that people talk to other people as though they know every answer there is, right? And so growing up, and this has been echoed in a lot of like think pieces, I guess, over the years. My dad used to always tell me one line. It was, talk to people like they know something that you might not know. And if
But
you
that's
enter
the reality.
yeah,
of it, though.
exactly. And if you enter every conversation like that, you don't have a door closed to learning anything. When you enter a conversation thinking that the other person is wrong from the get, They haven't even said a word. You think they're wrong. You close every single opportunity to learn something. Whether you will or will not learn something in that conversation remains to be seen. But if you walk into a conversation and you close every single opportunity to learn something, what the fuck is the point of even discussing something with somebody? You're just getting into an argument. And at that point, is it really even worth it? Because you're just stressing yourself out. You're giving yourself high blood pressure. You're getting angry for nothing. And so I've tried to in my life, and I haven't always succeeded at this, but go into every conversation with somebody thinking that, look, I might be wrong. There's a possibility that what I think is wrong. The way I think or you think that you're right about any given situation, the person who you're talking to thinks they're equally as right. And that doesn't stem from any bad or mischievous place. The same way your sense of entitlement to your opinion rather doesn't stem from a bad place. You're both coming from a place that you think is righteous, and you can both somewhere meet in the middle. I have best friends who I argue with or discuss things with, and we disagree.
Yeah, but sometimes they're like obviously wrong, you know?
Well, I mean, look, if you're telling me that I'm a size
up.
fucking 15 and I know that I'm a size 11, you know,
yeah.
But I mean,
but there are some that'll argue that though. People will argue anything, man.
because if you enter the conversation, this is what I was talking to somebody about before.
Yeah.
If you enter the conversation in that offensive manner and you go to them like they're an idiot, they're going to defend any single point of view they have, whether they know it's right or wrong, because it's just for the principle of it after. And that's where pride comes in.
It is. But we have friends like that, man, where you know off the bat, like, I'm not even going to argue with you right now because like this is not going to get.
You also have to enter the conversation, like, if you're the open-minded one, you have to walk into the conversation and see, like, are they open-minded too? Do they, like, the first question is like, could I persuade you to think otherwise? If their answer is no, then it's like, I'm not going to have this discussion. I'm not going to waste my energy. Imagine you ask somebody that
every conversation you have with somebody.
Sorry, before we start this conversation, is there a possibility that I persuade you in the opposite direction?
No, because literally I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and it was like literally the stupidest argument ever. It was about The Bachelor, which I don't even watch. I think The Bachelor is the dumbest fucking show. Do you watch The Bachelor?
No, but I want to hear this.
Okay. So I think
do you know of The Bachelor?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you know what it is, like the concept.
Yeah,
I think the concept of it is so stupid. And there's this big thing that was on The Bachelor, like the situation happened with a guy and a girl. Now, before I get into the situation of what happened between them, this is my take on The Bachelor in general. The Bachelor, like when it's the guy and he has like 20 girls or however many girls it is, my take is the guy's probably socially awkward.
Yeah.
Never, like, has a very hard time for some reason, because he's fucking weird, to find a girlfriend. And so he has to resort to a TV show because he's like, I don't know what my problem is.
No, but they're usually good looking guys.
They look like your typical frat boy. They are not good looking guys.
Fucking Chad, eh?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of Joshes.
And like, and my other thing is they're a little bit psychotic. Yeah. They have it in their eyes.
The crazy eyes. Real thing crazy.
I'm very intuitive when it comes to people. Yeah. And then the girls that go on the show, they're finding an opportunity to become an influencer, famous, whatever. They want notoriety one way or another. So they go on The Bachelor. The Bachelorette, when it's just the girl, she's probably a very insecure, weak woman. And whether she's crazy or whatever it is, she's definitely has insecurity and she's definitely weak somewhere. What does that attract? Psychopaths.
Psychos. Fucking psychopaths.
So all the guys that go on The Bachelorette are manipulative and psychopaths.
Or they just fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like, if
you're
gonna
actually, does it actually get engaged?
Yeah, they actually get engaged. Like it's not the final rose. It's, will you marry me?
And then they say yes or no?
And it's like after 3 months. Yeah, exactly. And there's chances are you might not even fuck, because sometimes they're like, no, I don't want to have sex with anyone. So it's like, that's a lot of effort for like non-probable pussy.
NPP, non-probable pussy. Like, if you're a guy, I feel like there must be easier ways to get laid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
that's like definitely like one of the hardest ways to get laid.
Yeah, like
to win The Bachelor.
Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like, you can just go fucking buy a hooker or something.
Exactly.
You don't have to go on The Bachelorette and fucking spend like what's the time they spend there anyway? I always wondered
3 months, I think.
3 months.
I think I was told 3 months.
But
3 months to fall in love, but you're dating like 20 other people at the same time. It's like
so unrealistic.
It's 3 so months, unrealistic.
3 months condensed into 2 weeks for The Bachelorette season 20.
So basically, what happened now that I briefed you on my perspective of The Bachelor, this guy was on the show. There's 3 finalists. Okay, this girl that's on the show, I forgot her name, was like, told the producers, told everyone, I don't want to say I love you to anyone unless I'm sure. I don't want to like. She was like, I don't want to say anything that hints at who I'm going for or whatever. But there was this one guy, Greg, that everyone thought that she was gonna go.
Eh?
I know his name because everyone was talking about it.
Greg.
Yo,
I hate The Bachelor, but I know Greg.
I got into a fucking heated discussion twice with someone, the same person about it. I was like, so he's defending Greg's actions. Let me explain. I didn't even get into it yet. So basically, he pours his heart out to the girl. He's like, when my dad died, I didn't think I could ever love again.
So deep.
Until
Jesus
I met
Christ.
you. You showed me what love is. You're just amazing. And I needs to be me. That means I need to know that your heart is choosing me.
This is a guy saying this
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
girl.
yeah. And it's basically
After
like
how long?
3 months. And it's like he's quoting fucking Nicholas Sparks over here. Like everything he was saying, I'm like, I've heard this in a movie before. Like you went on Tumblr, you researched some quotes, and you're like, things bitches love to hear. And like
It's a
you
little-
said it.
it's a
That's
little-
That's a Google search if I ever
That's
heard one.
what that
That's a
is.
Google search if I ever heard one.
so then
It's weird.
she's like, again, now you hear that. First of all, like if someone tells you that, you don't have to answer. So she's just looking at him.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't
No,
have to
I'll
answer?
explain
You
why.
definitely have to answer.
No, yes, but she's just looking at him and listening to him praise her. And then she goes, he's like, so what are you thinking? Now this girl said, I'm not telling anyone I love them. I'm not saying any of that. Like I can't say it, right? So she goes, I just love looking at your face, which is a really stupid answer.
After he told her that she
Yeah.
said that to him?
And she's going off. And so then he got pissed that she said that and she left. Okay. And then the next day he comes back and she's like, I genuinely don't know what I did wrong. Like you were opening up to me. And then he was like, he started losing it on her. She's like, I told you were getting a rose. Like I told you like you were making it and whatever, you know what I mean? And then he's like, no, I don't give a fuck about the rose. He's like, I need to know that it's me. And if it's not me, I'm leaving. And who knows what the producer said to get involved or whatever, you know what I mean? But everything that he said to her the night before, it sounded like calculated. It didn't seem genuine.
Yeah, because if he's freaking out over her reaction, he was
expecting her to say, I love you,
Yeah.
which is what she said she wasn't going to do. So she was he was expecting something
Yeah, it's calculated.
that he didn't get,
Yeah.
which means that what he said was disingenuous. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because if you mean what you're saying, then you understand the person's point of view. You understand that she's not comfortable saying anything on camera. She doesn't want to give any hints, like, because then she's gonna look like the bad person. Her answer was dumb as fuck. Like
I
she
love
could have,
looking at your
looking
face.
she
at
could
your
have
face.
been like, you know, a little more receptive to what he was saying. But I think she was really just like,
taken off guard too.
I think, yeah, taken off guard, and she was probably taking it like he was just complimenting her, like not that they had to have a conversation. He was probably like, that's how I would have taken it, you know what I mean? But I would have been like,
Josh,
that's so sweet, you
I
know?
love looking at your face.
You know, it's funny because we kind of spoke about this on one of the episodes, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Poor bastard.
And we were saying that in situations that get awkward or situations where you might not know what to say, guys tend to tense up and play the tough guy card.
Mm-hmm.
Girls just get awkward.
Girls get so. Are you kidding
Girls
me?
just get fucking
I can
awkward.
give you so many examples. My boyfriend, the first day we met, I tell this story all the time because I find it so funny because he didn't realize, thank God, because he was hammered. But like, okay, he's about to play a game of murder ball. He gives me his phone. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, is he giving me his phone so I can give him my number? So I'm like, what's this for? He goes, can you hold it while I play? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then he finishes his game. This is worse, okay? He finishes his game.
That's good stuff.
He goes like this. I go like this. And he's like, that's nice. Can I have my phone back, please?
But you see, I see that's not awkward at all though.
Yeah.
It's not
I was
awkward if I
shitting
see-
my pants. I'm
No,
like, oh my
no,
God.
it's actually kind of
I
cute.
think it's cute. I think
It's
it's funny.
funny.
But
Cute, yeah.
it's such a funny thing because as a guy, it's difficult to read the signs, right?
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But as a girl, I think it's difficult to
Just see
understand to when to give those signs, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. You're trying to play it cool as a girl, but anything you do for a lot of guys can be taken as like I'm trying to flirt or I'm trying to
Yeah, because the girls, all the experience is like, let's say, getting flirted with. So when a guy actually wants to just make her hold the phone,
exactly.
all she thinks is, oh, he wants my number.
like,
But
is
in
he
reality,
into
it's
me?
like, just
It's
hold
like,
my
yo,
phone. You know, like, I want to play a game with the boys. Just hold my phone.
It's like, can you just fucking hold my phone, bitch? What the fuck? One time my friend, her ex-boyfriend said, I love you. And she said, thank you.
Oh man, that
And then like an
is-
hour later, she was like, I love you too. First time saying it. She didn't know. She was shocked because she was like literally like taking off her coat in his house. And he was just like, I love you.
Jesus
and so she
Christ.
was just like,
Man's got to time that better. Jesus holy.
At least,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Was he
It's
taking
like,
like,
you know.
yeah? Was he taking the jacket from like behind? At least like stare her in the face.
She's got a case of gas. Got a case of gastro. She's throwing up. I love
I
you.
love you.
First time.
Oh my god.
That's happened to me once. Not I love you, thank you, but I've been in a situation where I've kind of been like, look, listen, I've got something that's bubbling up for you.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm feeling something,
Bubbling.
and the answer was basically like,
Sick.
you know, nice
Sick,
story,
dude,
cool
thanks.
story, bro.
Thanks.
You know, like that's one of the worst feelings, man. Because you're just there, you're like, because it's so ambiguous. It's left very ambiguous. So
Ambiguous.
do you think that them saying thank you in that moment is like, oh, well, maybe like
I feel like they're just shocked.
happy.
It's just shock.
Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean?
but
don't
you
know
think
what
it's
to
like
say.
they're happy because a thank you is like kind of synonymous with a happy feeling, right? If you're saying thank you to something, you
I think
like
she
whatever
just
just
didn't know what
happened.
to say in that moment, so she was like,
Yeah, if
Exactly.
you say more like
safe bet,
what
thank
the-
you.
If you say like more like what the
Exactly.
fuck, then that's kind of a
It's like,
negative
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck is synonymous with a bad feeling.
Yeah.
And so when you're
Thank
in that
you.
situation as the person giving those feelings to the other person, you're so blinded by whatever it is you're feeling
Mhm.
that when someone says thank you, you are like, oh, awesome. Like,
It
wow, she
depends
said
her
thanks.
thank you. Is it like
Yeah.
a
Thank you?
yeah, or like oh thanks?
And How I Met Your Mother, Ted says it to Robin, and she goes, falafel.
Yeah.
Answers.
Yeah.
Boy,
When I
boy.
actually, this is a funny story too. When I first started dating my ex-girlfriend like a long time ago, we were at a hotel party, and on the Holiday Inn, there was
That's
a
closed down now.
Yeah,
by
it
the
is.
way.
It was now
The
it's
Hotel
an,
Motel
it's
Holiday Inn?
It's an Evo now or something like for
Yeah.
college dorms.
It's like it became 7 other things.
Oh
after
yeah,
I had
yeah.
prom there.
the
yeah, we just wrecked that place so
the
hard.
address is 420.
Yeah, it's 420. That's what my prom was. Yeah. Anyway, so I get there and there's a pizza place next door. So we're chilling more on the side, and I told actually Adam of Amparo to get me a slice of pizza. Yeah. So I'm chilling with her. She's on the left, and I see him bringing me the pizza. So I grab it from behind her, and I'm like, "Oh, I love you." And then she's like, "I love you too." That was the first time we ever said it.
Why is that the most
Justin
Justin
thing
story I've
pizza.
ever heard in my entire life? I told a piece of pizza I love you, but my girlfriend was there.
Oh, that literally happened.
And so
in
I
How Met Your
transposed that
Mother.
feeling onto her.
That's literally what happened though.
That's
like
so
exactly
fucking
the same, just with a
jokes.
piece of pizza.
But you know what, man?
It's good stuff.
How good is the feeling when you say it and it's reciprocated?
Oh my god, thank God. I said it to my boyfriend first.
Yeah?
Good for you. It takes a lot to say it though. For me,
Yeah.
anyways. Oh my god.
I got really emotional one day. It was really weird. Like I got super emotional and I just said it. Like I had to let it out. And so like I knew like when it's in that moment like that, it's like first of all, you know that that's how you feel, but also the person knows like you genuinely feel that way.
When you're
And
drunk,
like no, I was sober. I was
Oh, you were
so
sober?
maybe a little high, but I was sober. And his reaction was like he like literally like hugged me and he was like, I love you too. And I was like
nice.
and I was like, we're
I gotta shut it-
Thank
shut it
you.
here.
we were such losers the rest of the night. We were like, I love you too. It is nice.
What do you think makes your brain make that decision to say it, to
You'll-
finally like say it? You know, like you
you'll-
can't hold it in anymore.
Yeah, it's like maybe they'll do something that like you just genuinely like love, not
Yeah.
even about them, like the act or
Yeah.
whatever. And you're like,
Mhm.
fuck, man, like I just like, I love you. You know?
Do you think the L word holds as much weight as people give it?
I don't know.
I
For
think
me,
it
I've said the
depends.
L word only twice in my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said it to two. Well, like I say,
So
love,
clearly holds weight for you.
I
Well, yeah.
like love a lot of people, and so like I'll say
Yeah.
like I love you like in that sense.
Yeah, besides my
right?
friends, I tell you how much I love you
like
every time.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But like
In love.
in love,
love.
I mean, I had a boyfriend for 4 years. Obviously, we said like we were in love, and I think we were in
Imagine you
love during that
didn't.
time.
After 4
He
years.
didn't. I
Really?
can probably count the amount of times. And his excuse, like, this was my abusive ex-boyfriend. So his like excuse was like, it's more special the less I say it. I was like,
Wow,
whoa.
this guy's treating the L word like a diamond.
I'm like, well, that's
I don't got a
nice.
lot of them.
I would literally say like, good night, love you. He'd be like, peace.
It's terrible.
I'd rather thank you. In that case.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you or falafel.
Yeah, thank you is probably a better one than peace.
Peace.
This guy's digging up blood loves in South Africa. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like me and my boyfriend now, like we say it to each other all the time,
Yeah.
which is like, it's nice.
Once you
Even-
break the ice, it's I love you city after that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's I love you flying from everywhere.
And like we've said, we're like we were very, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Affectionate.
Affectionate.
We were very affectionate from the beginning of our relationship. And I was like, I'm a very affectionate person in general. I love hugging people. I love whatever. He's the same way. So I'm like, I don't want to lose that affection because I see like a lot of my friends are like, wait till you get to 4 years. And I'm like, but I don't want to be an asshole to my boyfriend. Like,
That's not true though. They're,
it's
they're probably just
not.
not happy.
it's like we've been together for a year. We've never fought.
Mm.
Why? Because we communicate our issues like
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, are happy about it because we're like, why fight? And then I know people that are like, oh my god, like me and my boyfriend yell at each other every day. I'm like, yeah, I yell at you every day. Fuck, I know why your boyfriend yells at you. Maybe you should learn to communicate a little better.
Maybe you should relax a little.
Yeah.
And he won't fucking scream at you.
Take it down.
That's a you problem.
It's a you problem.
That's a big you problem.
But not arguing is obviously like not realistic. Like you're gonna argue.
We bicker. I mean, bickering is like,
But
if you don't bicker in a relationship, you can't just be like, yes, baby, whatever you say. But like, we bicker, obviously. But I mean, like, no, like, serious arguments. Or it's like, if there's something annoys us, we're like, okay, like, this annoyed me. And it's because we approach our relationship like, if I do something that hurts you or bothers you, I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
So talk to me about it. Yeah.
Tell me.
And then we'll work on it.
You know what's fucked, man, is this ties right back into the conversation we were having before. If I do something and you're offended by it, chances are I didn't do it on purpose. You know what I mean? Chances are I'm just trying to be a good person in the world.
Racist though, then it's
and
different.
like, no, but yeah.
You goddamn zipperhead. You know, like if I'm one of those guys.
It's a zipperhead.
A zipper head.
Yeah, if I'm one of those guys, like it's a different story. But I mean, like if I say something and you take it the wrong way, chances are I didn't mean to hurt you. You know?
Oh my god, yeah. Like and it's crazy because I've gone to arguments with friends where like I wasn't even arguing with them. I was just bringing up something and then they got so defensive. And that's the other thing. People don't like to take accountability or don't like to hear other people out. It's like they're so quick to on the defense, you know, like defend their actions. And it's like, yo, like I'm not even mad at you. I'm just letting you know like this made me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And then that's where what you're saying is also true. It's like you can't dictate how you make other people feel, and like the same way, it's like you shouldn't let other people's actions dictate your emotions. So
no, all you can control is what's around you. And there's a saying in soccer is you can only play the person that you're playing that week. You can't play the guy next week or the week after. So even if you beat a team and they're a shitty team, all you can play is the team that you're playing. So all you can do,
pussies, so
exactly,
matter,
exactly.
You know?
That is just offensive, Justin. All right, that is offensive to the UK community. They're very into football, as they call it, soccer in the United States of America. It's a lot of.
Why do you always do like your girl voice with like a semi-lisp?
Yes. See, like that could be considered offensive too. Why are you always doing a gay voice? You know, like,
it's not gay.
I mean, like,
you know what I realized about the word pussies one time?
Yeah.
This was like just like a random thought.
It's very
was like,
aggressive, the word pussy.
It is, but it was like, because I remember someone, like my English teacher or something one time was saying like people, or no, I think it was a quote. And I think Betty White said it actually.
What a lady though.
Yeah. And it's like, why do you call like someone when they're being like weak a pussy? Because a pussy could take a beating, but like balls are like sensitive as fuck. But then I was thinking, I'm like, but when we're kids, like we call people scaredy cats and then like cats are pussies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when you're younger, you say scaredy cats, but it's actually a soft word.
Imagine
for
calling
pussy.
somebody a scaredy cat at like 28 years old. You scaredy cat.
Imagine
scaredy cat, Josh.
What are some words that would be very strange to use in a modern day context? Scaredy cat, cooties.
Yeah, cooties.
You've got cooties.
Ew, don't touch me. You got cooties.
Trying to think of one.
The boogeyman.
I was gonna say boogies. Oh, I got a boogie.
Like a schnotch.
Yeah,
you know
no, but schnotch is more now like
you
booger.
don't say snotch anymore. You say booger.
Yeah, poo poo.
Yeah, poop.
Ew.
Caca.
Yeah, caca. Caca's the
hey,
big
Josh,
one.
think a big caca and you're watching. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Like, why is it that those are the words that we're taught when we're born?
Because the other ones are like super aggressive. And
like piss, pee-pee. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like shit, caca.
Dump.
Imagine like a newborn child just learns the word defecation. You know?
Imagine the 5-year-old child. I'm gonna go take a dump.
I'm gonna train my kid to say that too. Train my kid like he's a fucking dog. I'm gonna tell my kid how to say that.
I've always wondered this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Tell us.
Do children of that age, between 0 and like 3 years old, speak the way they do because their brains are forming and because they don't know any better? Or is it because for the first 3 years of their life, every adult they've spoken to speaks to them?
That's why.
Oh
no.
You know, like
they're still formulating for sure, like their thoughts and whatever. But like the words that they use, like there's this father-daughter duo that I'm obsessed with on TikTok, and the girl's like 2 years old, Sailor, her name is, and like the dad's like a surfer dude, so he says like things like, oh, like, is this steezy? So she'll put a bow in his hair and goes, oh, you look so steezy, dad.
What the fuck is steezy?
Like stylish. Like, you know what your steez? You
I
didn't
don't.
know that?
No, I had no idea.
So like, if you say like my style, it's like my steez. So if you say like something
Oh,
steezy,
yeah.
it's
This
like
world
stylish.
This was
Yeah.
going to the shit.
That
because
that's very like that's
It's
very
light.
surfer.
Yeah, it's very light. Yeah,
It's terrible.
it's
I don't
fucked,
like
man.
That's very surfer.
don't
But then
like
she
it.
was also like, he was like, oh, this is sick, and she's like, yeah, so sick. It's so
That's
cute.
sick.
Yeah,
That's
sick
cool.
is
That's
sick is-
cute.
It's fucked up, man, because this is when you know you're getting old, man, is when you're like, what the fuck are these people saying? What are these people listening to?
Steezy though is very LA.
Yes, but there's a
Very
lot of
LA.
like,
It's very West Coast.
look,
Yeah.
we've little shameless plug here. We're on TikTok right now. That's Beyond the Bench podcast. We've we've entered into the TikTok domain, and I watch some of the videos. You know what I mean? And just like, there's a couple things that I just don't get. One is why is TikTok just fucking littered with dance videos? Why? What is the
what's that Madagascar one that you always see? The Madagascar one.
Madagascar.
Madagascar?
It's like a Madagascar one. I see it everywhere.
Like, what do you mean? Like the country?
Like the song from Madagascar from the movie.
Which
What's the
song's from
song?
Madagascar
I don't
again?
know. I don't know what it's called. I don't know.
Okay, but what's the context?
Like they like do a dance. Like they're
Oh,
all
the
like
dance.
fucking,
Okay,
they're
so
all cold and
pretty
shit.
much it's okay. So there used to be an app. Okay, you know how there was Vine? We were the
Mhm.
Vine era.
That's better.
Right when we were on Vine, there was also another app called Musically. My sister was on it. It was for a younger generation.
Okay.
What Musically was voiceovers of songs or whatever, and people would do dances to it. It was very young. It was very, very young, the crowd. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's doing the Superman. and
It's always
shit.
this.
No, that's a specific trend, actually.
Right. I love how she knows it. I love how she
It's
knows
the like,
it.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and there's just like a question.
Yeah,
Answer.
an answer.
What's going on?
No.
But yeah, it's like this thing. So what happened with Musically was like there's people doing dances, and people, just like how people got big on Vine, they got big on Musically. And then TikTok came and it kind of merged both worlds together of Vine and Musically, because both of those apps don't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So people that were dancing on Musically started dancing on Vine, and then a lot of people became like these professional dancers were like, okay, well, this is a fun platform to just dance on. And so then those dances went viral. Like the first, I think, very, very viral one was the Renegade. And it was this little girl, like she did this fucking crazy dance. Like, I don't know how she did. I could never do it. And she just did it, and like it went viral, and people were like, okay, well, we want to learn this dance. So it's just people coming up with dances, and then it goes
Trends.
viral. and
TikTok
trends.
is just trends.
Yeah.
It's literally just trends.
You know, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it as I do if the dances required some level of skill. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen the one that you're talking about, but I mean,
The
from what I
Renegade.
understand, the Renegade requires some level of
Oh my
like
god,
dancing
yeah, it's like
acumen.
quick,
Sounds-
yeah. No, a
sounds
lot of
intense.
them are also. It's just like people like dumb them down, I guess.
It's because you see some of them are just like, it's literally there's a song playing in the background, and on Instagram is the worst one because they'll take TikTok videos and then make it into a meme on like Nugget or whatever the fuck those
Oh, I
like.
fucking hate Nugget
Oh,
now,
dude,
man.
honestly, it's horrible. And sometimes
Oh.
you'll just see like a girl doing like the really most generic dance. This girl killed this trend, and the girl literally is just like,
Yeah, no.
Oh,
A lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
girls,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
those
because
I
they're
see.
hot, and people are like, "Oh my god, she killed it." It's like, no, you're just staring at her face.
Shit
and
makes me
her
cringe. It
fucking
turns me
you've
off.
seen the
resting
Bugs
bitch
Bunny
face.
challenge.
No.
The
No.
Bugs Bunny challenge is like a girl. I think it's German. I couldn't even tell you.
German?
There's a song where it's like, "Dusen Kassen dies fly, Bugs Bunny. Dies Kassen haschens field, Bugs Bunny."
The German.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Okay.
fuck it is. And so the trend is the trend is basically a girl lying on her stomach on her bed
Bugs
doing
Bunny.
doing this as the song goes
Oh my
on.
god, yes, I know what
yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about.
And the
There's
third,
the her ass
yeah,
after.
and her
yeah.
and the third while the song's going, her feet are like behind her head.
Yeah.
Can you
And then
guys
as the
please do
third
that?
time oh my god, we should.
For your TikTok?
The third time
Yo,
it
we're
does
gonna
it,
get canceled in 3 seconds.
What do
her
you
ass
mean?
just goes up into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
air, you know?
You
They
got
have- they
some
all-
booty.
They all have nice asses, those girls. That's the point, obviously.
Do you ever take ass pics?
Never.
You've never taken an ass pic.
No.
I've taken an ass pic.
I'm just picturing Josh in the mirror going,
Yo, I've got one of the fucking most fire ass pics. I'll show it to you after if you want.
We have
Listen,
glutes.
glutes
You
or
have
no glutes? When I started taking ass pics, not to send to people, but just like
Glutes.
it's interesting. I started to realize why girls have a repository of fucking nudes, and two, how they get their ass to look so good in pictures. It makes so much sense to
the
me now.
pop.
Tell me.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Yeah, just all the stance, dude. It's all the fucking stance.
All the angles.
Take a science. What's your
Yeah,
angle,
it's just-
Josh? How do you do it? You
My angle.
Let your leg a little on your toe?
Yeah, you do a little bit of this. You get my body goes at like a 47.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just one
Yeah.
of these.
I'm not good at math.
And the right
It's 2 more than 45.
I can show you a nice fucking. I got a nice one going on, man.
Yeah, I want to see it after.
I'll show it to
very,
you after.
very, very
A little bit of hair. It's
Can
not
I
as
see
okay.
it?
It's not a. Yeah, I'll show it to you if you want. It's not a sexy. I don't. You know how many people I've sent that ass pic to, dude? I don't even give a fuck.
It's your ass. I'll worry.
I give a shit. People who I haven't even
I
tried
give
to.
a shit.
People who I haven't even been trying to
Fuck,
fuck,
look
dude.
at this fucking quad,
Yeah.
dude.
But you know what's fucked up is girls send each other their nudes.
Of course.
Girls send their nudes to each other.
I've never done.
You've never done that? All right. Well,
I also don't have like a fucking stash of nudes.
Are you more like an on-the-go person?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I don't even really send nudes. I find it nudes very overrated.
I
I've also
would-
never really got asked.
I don't think
know.
you ever get asked though. I think you
No.
well, I mean,
I get asked by
I
strangers
should,
on DMs.
yeah, I should rephrase that.
I get asked by strangers.
Oh my god, one guy sent me like a dick pic once,
Yeah.
and then he goes, "You like?" I swear to God, this happened.
Yeah, but those are the
Was it
unique.
nice?
It was ginger and thick.
Ooh, Jesus, it was ginger and dick. Oh,
Thick.
thick. Yeah, well, it was dick as well.
It looked like the mic. No. I was just like confused. I'm like, it's like, oh, I got a message request. Let me see. And then it's just a penis. And
Straight up.
You like?
No hi.
No,
No,
nothing.
how are
Just-
you?
just a
Just
penis.
like cock.
Just pure fucking dick.
Those are people who subscribe to the fucking UDP crew. You know what I mean?
Like
Like
the fuck's a UDP?
unsolicited dick pic
Oh.
folk. Like
Nice.
some guys, man, they think that's the move. We've spoken about this
Yeah, we
before.
said this already.
They're like, this is fucking. She's gonna get.
She's gonna get
so
so wet.
turned
She's gonna get
on.
so wet if I send this. Like, no, it's. I mean, no, it didn't work. Obviously, I'm assuming.
No, I was very
Just
confused
in
more
case.
than anything.
A lot of ginger, a lot of thick, a lot of dick.
Ginger
You know what I
and
mean?
thick.
Plot twist. It was Jerry. No, I'm kidding.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you're talking about.
No, at all. This guy actually had like no picture on Instagram or anything. So I was like even more confused because I'm like, this looks like a spam account, but you're sending me a dick pic and like he follows like all my friends or whatever. It's weird. Do I know you?
yeah, Instagram is that, man. Like you don't know who the fuck is. A guy could have like 500, 600
I
followers.
wish I had my phone right now just so I can read to you some of the sugar daddy messages I get.
Oh, I heard about this actually. They offer you like
An allowance. I
$1,000
feel like
a
it's
week?
it's just a scam. Like obviously.
$1,000 a week.
No, it was actually 600. This guy was cheap. I
Oh, what a
guess.
cheap
No,
fuck.
yeah.
That's like making $15 like an hour. Go get a job.
I like how Justin reacted to that story as though this is some form of like underground scene that like no one's really aware about. He's like, I've heard about that actually. $1,000 per meeting
No, per week.
per week.
They just pay you.
Yeah, I mean, look,
They're like, we don't have to do anything sexual. I just want your company. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
put it this way, okay?
I'm like, well,
Knowing what you know about men and the way they act, if a guy you knew or even yourself was rich to the point where you can just give money anywhere and anytime you wanted, but at the same time you were the ugliest person to walk this earth ever in the history of mankind, would you not use that money to your benefit?
listen, Craig from Arkansas didn't look that bad. He was just a little older. I mean, he can get a woman if he wants. It's just
look, you got eliminated in the second round of the Bachelorette.
he actually eliminated himself.
How lonely do you have to be to offer somebody that, especially like a random stranger?
Well, you know what? I
You know?
heard, I read a story once and it was like one of those like just like stories online, but it was like a magazine story, you know, it was like a true story, whatever. This girl was, no, I can't remember what source it was, but it was true. It was like this girl, she had recently got divorced and she really was like short on money, whatever. She was working a job, but she had a son. And so she was like she was struggling to make ends meet. And so she became like a sugar baby for this guy, but they never did anything sexual. It was really just for companionship because I think he had no family and he had lost his wife or something like that. So he really was just looking for a companion. So he would literally like not only say like, hey, you have to come to dinner and I'll pay you. He would like send her money and was like, go take your kid to the fair, go take him to watch a movie, would send him like toys and whatever, you know what I mean? Like really caring
nice.
as a family, because it's like, I feel like there are people out there who genuinely just lack companionship, but you don't know where to find it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's tough,
I agree,
you
but
know?
after, like, let's say like you would keep paying somebody, let's say she has
Mhm.
no kid, right? And you just keep paying someone to like just hang out. After a while, don't you feel like it's not even genuine?
No,
on
it's
her
not,
end anymore?
definitely
At
not.
that point, it's like if we actually have a connection, I can stop paying you,
Yeah.
even if it's just on a friendship
Yeah.
level, and you'll still.
Well,
we'll
that's
still
what
hang out.
happened. It ended up getting to that point where like it wasn't that she was getting paid to hang out. They would hang out, and then like he would give her money every now and then just to like help support her.
Yeah, it wasn't
you
more
know
of
what
an
I
allowance
mean?
anymore. It was more of like just like
Like
helping her.
once she was up on her feet, whatever, he was still there like sending the kid gifts and whatever, you know. So they still had that like bond.
Super nice, but probably very rare.
Probably very rare
Yeah.
because you see how like sick men are also. You know what I mean? Not, I don't want to say like all men, but like
All men are sick.
a lot of older men are. Oh my god, I was walking on the street not too long ago talking about this because it actually like it left me so mad. I was walking with my dog, my sister, and my cousin. Okay, my cousin and my sister are young, and like you can tell my cousin's young. I'm walking and I'm holding my dog, and I'm wearing like a sports bra.
You're saying I'm holding my cousin.
No, I'm holding my dog. No, I'm holding my dog, and this guy stops me. He was like 50. He was like, I've never been so jealous of a dog. But in my head, I thought he meant he was jealous of the type of dog I had. So I was like, oh, thank you. And then as I walked away, and then I walked away and I'm like, oh my God, he was saying because the dog was like in my tits. And I was just so mad because I'm like, if I realized that in that moment, I had a drink in my hand that was going fucking in his face.
Listen, I'm in total agreement that that's creepy. What is the reason that, in your opinion, that guys' advances of that manner are creepy or are stupid? Is it really just because the line is not well thought out? Is it because a lot of guys try to have that approach or whatever?
It's like, no, you know what? I don't find a lot of guys actually have that approach, but I find it's just like you're literally in that moment just sexualizing me. It's like if you would have come up to me and just said like, you're a pretty girl, I wouldn't have been fazed because it's like, okay, that's one thing. But he's literally saying like, I want my tits, my face in your fucking tits. You know what I mean? Like that to me, it's like, it's demeaning. That's what it is. So that's why it's just like, you know, like I don't need that.
Tell your friends that. You don't tell the actual girl that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree.
You know
I agree
mean?
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, but like I think it's really stupid when girls are just mean to guys who go and hit on them for no reason. I think that's just like, you know what, if a guy's being nice and hasn't disrespected you, don't, you know what I mean? There's no respect there. It's not like he's saying that in a respectful, hey, respectfully, you have great tits. Like, you know.
What if a guy would come up to you and be like,
I would laugh.
respectfully great tits?
If a guy said that to me,
tits.
I would actually laugh.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what, that's actually fucking funny. But I'd be like, you're a fucking asshole, but that was jokes. You know what I mean?
Should we try it, Josh?
But something like that, it's like, I remember one time I was walking through an alley, which sounds really creepy, but it was like in broad daytime just to get to one street from the other. And there was a guy smoking a joint and they're Italian. They go, oh, Bella, you want to come smoke a joint with us?
Were you in RDP?
No, I was downtown.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh,
my God, they migrated.
They
migrated downtown.
They migrated. It's the Great Migration.
The Great Migration.
It's funny though, because look, I mean, every guy thinks of that, right? Like you're always trying to think of what can I say if you are attracted to a girl. Right? You're always trying to think of what can I say or like how can I insert myself into the situation.
Say that though.
You're not gonna say, "Hey, nice tits." You're gonna, hey, what's up? Love to fucking suck on those nipples, you know? Like it's not the opening line. Like
some girls like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Hey, it's a numbers game at the end of the day. You'll maybe catch one.
You know what's fucked? You know what's
down.
fucked up though? I think.
True.
I think. Okay, I could be totally wrong about this. I think that if as a girl you were walking down a street and a guy's like, yo, nice tits, I want to suck those fucking nips, baby. And you would be like, yo, let's fucking go. You would scare the guy off. The guy wouldn't even do it.
He'd be like, are you being serious?
Yeah,
he'd be like,
yeah, no, 100%.
Like, why are you saying yes this
Because
season?
I think guys, now that you say that, I feel like some guys
it's a show thing. It's a pride thing.
It's a pride thing. So
Yeah.
I feel like they get like I don't like they get not a rise. They get I fucking can't think of the word, but like almost like they get hard fucking thinking of like they have that power, that control over this girl. No matter what the reaction is, it's like, like I'm the man. So if a girl's like, yeah, let's fucking do it, they're like, they're no longer in control of that situation. So they're like, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. And look, I'm not telling any girl watching this podcast right now
Nice
to
tits.
whip your tits out when a guy with cat calls you or whatever. But honest to God, I think that if you were to do that, 9 out of 10 guys would be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Some girls are going to go do it now. And the guys
I'm
are
just
like,
gonna
no,
start
I'm actually
hissing.
down. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start hissing on guys.
But do it with the nails, though. It's very important.
Oh my God.
I think a lot of these like moments, not necessarily the ones where a guy's yelling great tits at you, but like a lot of these moments where you're offended comes from just, I don't know, I think people are just coddled too much
It's
now. The
also-
Gen Zers and shit. You know what I mean?
Gen
For me, it's
Zers.
more. Yeah, listen. There's a lot of people who get offended for like the dumbest reasons when a guy's hitting on them. Like I saw one that's like, no, we don't need to be nice to guys. And I'm like, you know what? It takes a lot of courage for a guy to come
Why
up to
not?
you.
Why the
And I
fuck
can,
not?
because they're like, I don't
The
know.
men are trash,
Yeah.
as the saying goes. We
Which
are
I
trash.
don't believe that, because you know what? I've had some very respectful guys come up to me and like say the sweetest things to me, and like I just wasn't interested, or
Yeah.
for whatever the reason
Yeah,
was,
that's
I had a
fine. Honestly, it
boyfriend.
happens.
But I would say like, you know, like
Thank
you, literally, genuinely thank you, and like you're so sweet, and like I compliment them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll usually hit them like with the I have a boyfriend if I feel really bad, because I just feel like that's just like
Every
it
guy's
doesn't
like,
hurt, you know what I mean, as much as like I'm
It's-
not interested.
It's vague enough to be like, maybe if she didn't have a boyfriend, she would be down.
Yeah.
But you're not explicitly saying
Yeah,
it. You know?
You also
Exactly.
think like this could be like a really like generic excuse.
Yes.
It's the easiest thing to say because there's no arguing it.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, as a guy, listen, if a girl's telling you she has a boyfriend, and you do think after that she's using it as an excuse, if she were to be using it as an excuse,
She's
does
being
that
nice.
not tell you like, well, she's
Yeah.
obviously not down?
Yeah.
You
You
know?
go on her Instagram.
She's
like,
not. You're not
fucking,
down, but
bitch.
like also like she was being nice. Like she didn't like, because I could have been a huge bitch and
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
no,
definitely.
fuck you. Like,
Definitely.
you know what I mean?
I don't
But
think it's right to be a huge bitch to guys
No, it's
who hit
not.
on you. Obviously in a
unless they
respectable manner. Yeah, yeah. You know
Unless
what I
they
mean?
disrespect you.
Yeah.
I had a
Fucking
guy
tur-
grab me once on the street. He's like, hey, I'm trying to talk to you, and I'm like,
yeah, relax, buddy.
I was like, what the fuck's your problem?
Yeah,
it's not how you
Like, you
get
know what I
girls.
mean?
no.
No,
not how
that's
you get
not.
girls.
I
Do
want to
not.
bend you over that dumpster right now, baby. It's like, okay, listen.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back here.
At least bend me over somewhere a little classier.
You know what I mean? Bend me over a table at a restaurant first. You know, like
5-star restaurant. though,
Hello.
nothing else.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like,
But how would it be if like you would just tell a guy like, no, not like I have a boyfriend or like just like straight up listen. I'm not
I think
down.
for me, like honestly, I feel like I would feel so bad.
yeah,
That's the
it's
only
not,
reason.
but it's
why.
not wrong though.
It's not wrong.
It's the truth.
But it's like, I feel like even me, like if I was like, let's say hitting on someone, they were like, listen, I'm not interested. I feel like I'd rather hear I have a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Because I won't
Yeah,
think
of
of it. I won't
course.
go into it. I won't be like, no, he's fucking lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
That'll ruin you too though. Some girls like, no, I'm not down. It's like, shit, do I ever hit on a girl ever again?
You have to also be comfortable
used
with
it
the
once.
idea that
you have to be
You're gonna-
comfortable with rejection.
you're gonna get rejected every
Yeah.
now and then. You know what I mean? Like it's not the end of the world. Like the
No.
girl could tell you no straight up.
Yeah.
Listen, how many other girls are there in this bar? You know what I mean? Like she's not the
In
one.
this specific bar. No, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
know,
in the
but
whole
like,
world.
No, but in the world, whatever. Like wherever the fuck you are,
Yeah.
you know. Like I'm not gonna think about Nantucket if I'm in a bar in fucking
Nantucket?
in the old port.
Yeah, but it's not. It just it makes you feel bad,
It
and
does.
she doesn't want to hurt his feelings.
It
That's the
does.
bottom line.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, again, like you decide whether your feelings are hurt, and that's why I keep saying, like, I think a lot of these younger people today, and I hate saying that because it makes me sound like I'm
What are
50.
these
No, I get what
young-
you mean.
It's a lot of like.
You're part of them, Chloe. You're part of the Gen
Yeah.
Zs.
I'm not part of the Gen Z. I'm.
No, she's millennial. She's
I'm
millennial.
I'm half. I'm in the middle.
What's the
Millennials
dates?
like 83 to 93 or something like that.
83.
Weirdly enough,
We're millennials.
yeah. Anything past 93 or 94 is like a Gen Z.
And what is she?
I'm in the middle. Actually, I'm
oh no, wait,
borderline
you're
both.
96, eh? What
Yeah,
the
but
fuck?
I'm borderline both. Like I think 96 is 96, and a couple of other ones were literally in the middle.
Of what?
Millennial
Of what?
and Gen Z, I think.
No, because Gen Z.
Zillennials, that's what they call them.
Zillennials.
Literally.
That is so like Gen Z of them.
Because we're so because we're so like right in the middle of like both worlds. So it's like there's people my age I want to fucking slap in the face, let me tell you. But then like there's other ones that I'm like, hey, you're normal.
Yeah, but that doesn't go away though. I think that even when you're 50, you want to
Yeah.
slap a bitch.
Yeah, so so millennials are ages 23 to 28
Yes.
as of 2019 actually. In 2019, how old were you?
23.
23? Oh wow, so you're like right there, you're on the border.
Exactly.
So millennials are 23 to 28. Gen Z is anybody between the ages of 7 and 22 by the age of 2019. So
What are we?
first of
So
all,
millennials.
yeah, we're millennials. First of all, we skipped Gen Y fully. And Gen Z, I just consider them the TikTok age, man. I think of them as the TikTok generation. The
so yeah.
like the dude, you ever see these we were talking about this before, okay? These videos on TikTok. I don't understand why there are still videos on TikTok being narrated by Siri.
Literally.
I enjoy those.
Why?
Are you fucking
How?
like actually psychotic or something?
Because sometimes, no. Have you ever heard sometimes people narrating their own stories and it's the most fucking annoying voice in
Oh
the
my
world?
god, the Siri girl is so fucking
So
annoying.
hi, because you know what it is. If it's used properly, it can be funny because it can be what's it called, like ironic. You know what I
Ironic,
mean?
I guess.
You're so
So
like-
it's like okay, let's go into my kitchen. What the fuck? Like it's like depending on the context, it could be funny.
No,
but there's some people that are like,
there's never.
okay, so today we're just gonna look at the way I make my avocado toast.
That's better than a
No, it's
robot.
not.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's no reason for a
And
voice,
then there's
though.
like,
No,
and then
no.
you know what happened? This is my favorite thing was like for some reason there was like an update or something, and so everyone was getting a different voice. And so it's like sometimes it would be like British, sometimes it would be like sounding like Shrek, like whatever. It was so funny.
Mine's
Oh, yeah,
Australian.
do
You want to hear my thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I go through phases where sometimes I just randomly say this. Let me drink some water. Let me prepare for this.
This is the
The
three
pigs.
little pigs from Shrek. I don't even remember what they sound like.
Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, and just to give context, spoiler alert for Shrek. So Lord Farquaad like ships everyone off.
Lord Farquaad.
Farquaad.
First of all, have you watched the movie recently?
No, honestly, I have.
Amazing.
Shrek. The thing, the last time I watched Shrek was like.
Okay, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
First
Like,
of all,
yeah.
even the second one. Second one's fucking
No,
amazing.
No, I don't agree. I rewatched the second one right after, and I was
What?
like, "This is not even
Yo,
as good."
okay, wait. Before I
No.
get into my imitation, let me just tell you about a specific scene in Shrek 2. Fucking crazy. So the Shrek 2 is when they get turned into like Shrek gets turned into a human and Donkey gets turned into a white horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're being chased by the police. So there's a helicopter looking, and Shrek's riding on Donkey, who's a white horse.
Yeah.
He's getting away in the white Bronco. Who got away in a white Bronco? O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. Yeah.
So they're like imitating the
Oh,
O.J. Simpson
shit.
thing. Then they get him. Eddie Murphy is Donkey, right? So the cops are beating him. Goes police brutality, and then they use pepper spray as like a pepper thingy for
as
pepper spray. And then they're searching the cat, and they're like, catnip. And he's like, it's not mine. It's such a good fucking
That's a good
scene.
scene. Yeah.
A lot of those
So
Disney movies
good.
reference like real world shit. It's for the adults, man. Because if you're an adult
for
and you're bringing
sure.
your child to one of these movies, you
White
have to have some
Bronco.
form of entertainment.
Oh yeah, Lord Farquaad in the first one, they look at the castle and Shrek goes, he's compensating for
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
It's
that one, yeah.
so jokes.
The
Yeah.
best scene in Shrek 1, though.
Yeah.
That's a nice
Can you
photo.
tell me about the gingerbread man? The gingerbread man!
I love
That's
I
a
love
sick
it.
scene.
Yeah.
So-
you have to, Josh, I'm telling you, you're gonna
have to
die of
rewatch.
laughter. I was fucking laughing so hard.
The scene I'm referencing though is when like they all show up at Shrek's swamp and they were like, we were sent here, and Shrek goes, by he, and then the pig goes, Lord Farquaad, he hoofed and he poofed and he signed an eviction notice.
He hooped and he pooped.
He
Why is
poofed and
Ger-
he poofed
why
and he
is he German?
It's so good. Lord Farquaad, he hoofed and he poofed and he signed an eviction notice.
There was this guy. I don't know if you used to watch him on YouTube. Something Flula or something like that. He was a German
Flula.
guy, and he used to make videos. I'm pretty sure he is German, but he used to make videos of like a very heavy English German accent, just saying stories. I went to the house party, and I took him. He came to the party. He was a party pooper. He pooped at the party. He pooped at the party.
Why is that the best fucking accent in the whole
Oh
world?
my god, I have a friend who like was German, like we would work together and sometimes he'd go, oh Chloe, you're being a very naughty girl. I can't do the
Very
accent, but it's so good.
You have to,
He's like, do we go to the store?
you have to give like you have to pretend you're a gay German.
It's so true.
To do a German accent.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to poop at the party.
And literally now that I said it though,
spot
I'm
on.
gonna be saying it for
He pooped at
like
the
a
party.
month. I say it all the time.
You know what's a very difficult accent? South African. I'll be right back. It's like it doesn't even make any sense. It's like a mix between like English, German.
It doesn't
This would be-
even make sense.
This would be proof that he wasn't good at all. I'll be right back. Like it's just English. It's like African.
It's so
like
true. You know,
Dutch.
I was watching 90 Day Fiance. I've been watching a lot of TLC.
What kind of shows do you watch?
You know what's
Bachelor,
funny? You guys were
90
talking
Day
about the
Fiancé.
TLC the other day,
Yeah.
and you were like, oh, what's that channel with all those shows? I was like, TLC.
And Dave Matthews
Not
is from
gonna
South
try.
Africa.
Is he really?
Who's Dave Matthews?
Dave Matthews is from South Africa. Get the fuck out of here.
He's South African.
He's South African.
Yes.
South African.
White people could be South African too.
No,
Josh.
I'd be.
There's a lot of white people in South Africa.
I know. I'm just making a stupid joke.
Apartheid and all that. I mean,
If you're from Africa, why are you white?
Is that
Karen,
from-
you can't
it's-
just
it's
ask
from
girls
Mean
why
Girls.
they're
Mean
white.
Girls.
Yes.
Mean Girls, yeah.
Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
Honestly, fucking gold. I've
Fucking
watched
great
Mean
movie.
Girls like 15 times.
I
It's
showed them
so
that
good.
movie, and then I showed them The House Bunny. Did you guys ever watch that?
Amazing. Actually, reminds me of you. That was funny.
The house bunny. Amazing. It's Anna Faris. She's a Playboy bunny and becomes a house mother.
I know what you're talking
Scary
about.
movie, girl.
Do you know where the bathroom is? I need to drop a mysterious package in the bathroom. Some timber.
What? Like, imagine
Drugs.
Imagine shitting
Yeah,
wasn't
just
taboo. You know what I mean? Imagine you could just tell somebody like, I'm
Yeah, when I go, just take a quick dump.
take a serious
It was
dump right now.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know if I should tell this story.
You're
This is
gonna.
beyond the bench. You can say whatever the
So
fuck you
I
want.
I had to go do a blood test today, which brings me to my crazy day that I had today. Anyways, so I had to go do a blood test. I fucking hate blood tests. I realized I could never be a heroin addict
At least that's good to know.
for many reasons, but I fucking hate needles. So like this girl's putting the fucking needle in me, whatever. And then like this doctor is like struggling to tell me, she's like, you're going to have to do a urine sample. And then she paused and she's like, and I'm going to need a stool sample from you as well. And then she felt so uncomfortable telling me like the size that she's going to need from me.
I
Like
need you to take a massive shit right now.
Why?
Why, they tell you how big they need it.
they need, she said like a sugar cube. She was Indian too, so she had an accent. It was so cute. She's like, I'm going to need a sugar cube. I'm like, okay, no problem. She's like, you can do that at home. I don't think you have to go now. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't have to go now. I went this morning.
What do you do?
What
You have to,
about-
like take a shit and put it in like a Tupperware.
You're supposed
Yeah.
to just shit in a
She's
a
like,
shit
you
a
just
cube
bring
and
it,
send
you
it
put
to
it.
you.
No,
No,
I
but
have to. She gave me like the whole thing, and then like I have to like bring it back because I have to get tested. Basically, I had a really bad allergic reaction a couple months ago, actually, end of May.
To Gen Zers.
What a job
No.
that girl has. Sorry, that's
I know.
a fucking job though.
I know.
Just
She
testing-
doesn't have to test it. She just has to
Hold it.
request it.
Well, whoever's
Yeah.
testing people's shit all day is a hell of a
Yeah.
job.
So basically, they have to see if like I have an autoimmune disorder, but to check that, you have to literally check blood, urine, and stool. And it's like, it's true. It's such a taboo subject, but it's like, I was talking about my health.
I was talking on one of the episodes a while back where I went and get like my regular checks for like STDs and HIV and shit like that. And the nurse comes up to me,
Very
closes the
responsible.
curtain. He comes up to me, the nurse, very diverse nurse, fucking, you know what I mean? Very diverse nurse section that they got going on at this hospital.
Yeah, this man, it's good.
Like, what's the decisions that lead you to be like, I want to be a nurse?
I want to help people.
I guess, yeah, but like, why not a doctor? Even for girls.
Doctors
I'm not
hot.
saying
No,
for guys or girls.
Doctors are.
Yeah, they
No,
are.
I said doctors are. It's harder.
I heard doctors are hot.
They are hot too.
Yeah.
George Clooney and all that, I guess.
Like George Clooney.
In the show, ER. This is before your time.
I used to watch General Hospital with Sunny.
But yeah, like, what's the decision-making process that leads you to be like, yeah, fuck a doctor, I'll just be a nurse?
Because it's way harder to be a doctor.
Is it
so-
laziness? Is it laziness?
Yeah, it's laziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like laziness. Listen, I
It's
don't want to
probably a
go
lot
to the next
harder,
level.
Yeah.
like it emotionally too.
I guess, yeah.
Like,
Anyway.
what do you mean emotionally?
So
like
this...
if you have to deal with someone, like you have to do
Oh, okay,
something.
yeah,
you have to
yeah,
do all the hard procedures
Yeah.
and you fucking kill
Well,
someone.
listen, as a nurse, you have to fucking clean people's shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would argue that being a nurse is sometimes maybe a bit more of a
Oh my
bitch and
god!
a little bit harder.
And for COVID, like I know people who weren't even nurses or doctors, and like they're like working in like nutrition, and they're like, yeah, we need you to
Yeah.
give this guy a sponge bath because we don't have enough nurses right now. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's fucked.
Are you like, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah, dude,
Are
listen.
you
this girl,
crazy?
she's like 100 pounds, and like she had to like do stuff, like she had to hold COVID patients and whatever. And she's
Imagine the guy's like, yeah, you have to go sponge
She's
baths.
like,
some
I
days, like,
studied nutrition. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I'm gonna go fucking work at Best Buy right now. Like,
Yeah,
hello,
I'm gonna
peace.
like get a job literally anywhere else but here.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was
Yeah.
the story was that the nurse closes the curtain, and
Mhm.
as he's about to take my blood for whatever sample that he needs, he asks me if I'm heterosexual or homosexual,
Mhm.
which I guess I figured was a
like
reasonable
this.
question. I mean, you know, there's risks associated to
Yeah.
whatever sexual orientation you are,
Yeah.
like it or not. And so I was like, no, I'm homosexual. And he continued to ask the question.
You said you're homosexual, or you're not?
Did I say homo? or
Yeah.
hetero?
I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I got to let it show. Guys, you know, I figured there was no better place
Yeah.
to tell everybody how I actually felt.
We both paused. We're like, wait a minute. Did he just-
Wait, was he telling a joke?
Oopsie.
We completely accept you for who you
Yeah,
are.
listen.
By the way, whether or not that was true, we accept all people here.
Jesus. I'm never going to live that one down.
Beyond the booty.
Yeah,
So-
so I was telling him I'm homosexual, and
Yeah. Beyond the orientation. It's going to be the new title of this podcast. Anyway, he asked me if I was heterosexual or homosexual.
Yeah.
I said heterosexual. And he continued to ask the question, but with like an amount of a varying degree of like hand gestures. So I'm like, no, I'm heterosexual. It's like, you sure you're not homo? Very nothing in the. nothing in the mouth. And I was
No,
just
he
like,
didn't.
I was like, yo, like, I didn't need the charade. I didn't need the fucking, you know what I mean? I didn't need pictograph
Is my
here.
asshole swollen or something?
Like,
But
no,
why?
I'm good.
Why does he think with like 2 cocks too? Like, why not just one? Like, you have to do it with 2 dicks. Oh man.
I'm going to pee in my pants.
Oh my god. I need the Kleenex.
No,
Oh my
I'm
god.
holding it in.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe he was trying to see if like he wanted to get it in with you.
I think he is gay though. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
if I were to go off first impressions, I think he was gay.
Yeah.
Do I deserve to be hit on by a gay guy? I would say so.
I think so.
I think that's so flattering when a gay person compliments you
Yeah.
as a girl and as a guy. I think
Oh, okay.
it's huge. No, like if a gay guy hits on you, you know, like you're good looking, you're put together. And if a gay guy hits on me, it's like, oh my god, do you actually think I'm good looking? You're not because
You
you're
know,
not trying to fuck me.
May sound weird. I like following exactly what I said before. I like when gay guys are less flamboyant about their like homosexuality. You can be flamboyant. I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Whatever. I don't care. Like, but when I talk to girls who are very flamboyant, it tends to bother me. The girls,
but
the girls
my
who are, like,
boyfriend's the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
He says that. He's like, I just hate flamboyant people. He's like, if
Exactly.
you're
Oh,
guy,
right, guy
girl,
or girl? Yeah, yeah.
guy, girl. He's like, if you're flamboyant, if you're too extra, I can't
Yeah.
deal with it.
I don't care, like girl or guy. If I go up to a girl and I'm like, "Hey, how are you? My name's Josh," and like, "Yes,
Oh my
queen."
god,
Yeah.
Josh.
Oh my
Josh, this is
You-
at the A's at the end.
Yeah, and it's just like, look, I don't care for that in a woman or a guy.
Yeah,
I like when guys are gay and are
I love my guy.
and are just like a regular dude, not
No,
a
I know.
dude, but like a regular person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like girls cannot be flamboyant.
You don't
and
have
guys-
to be. You don't have like
Yeah.
in general a person like that really flamboyant. It's like it's a character trait because there can be straight guys that are flamboyant too.
Why do you think that a lot of guys who are gay gravitate towards that flamboyant personality?
Because they could express themselves better.
I
Yeah?
think it's just their preference of what they enjoy. You know what I mean? It's like.
I feel like when you're gay, you want to like embrace your gayness and
But you're
express
also,
your
like,
gayness, you know?
and it's also
that's
who
just how it is.
It's also who you surround yourself with. So it's like
Yeah.
chances are like your girlfriends are also flamboyant like that. You know what I
they
mean?
do, yeah.
So it's
I
just
feel like your girlfriends make you more flamboyant though.
like I know like
I feel like girls love for sure having like a gay best friend. Guaranteed.
yeah, for sure they do. But like, okay, for example, like one of my friends, his brother's gay. And so we were talking about like his brother and his dad, and he's like, "Ugh, they're so broy. Like he's not flamboyant, but he was just saying he's like, they're so broy with each other. It's like just dealing with frat boys, you know what I mean? And he was saying it like that, and it was funny because he's not flamboyant, but he's also just not like, hey, what's up, bro? Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's just not his character either.
Yeah, there's somebody who I'm thinking of in particular. I'll tell you who it is after. There's somebody who I'm thinking of in particular who is gay and it doesn't do that flamboyantness. And I look at
No.
him and I'm like, man, if I was gay, I would fuck the shit out of you. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Like,
God, there's so many
good-looking
gay
guy.
guys. I'm like, wow.
he's got a fucking personality to him. It looks like it anyway. I'd fuck the shit out of this
Yeah.
guy. I just don't like when, even if in a girl, if I'm trying to go after a girl and the girl just like
Yeah,
goes
you
on a
find
date
it
with
annoying.
me. Yeah, if she goes on a date with me, she's like, yeah, I'll take like a double espresso martini, and it's just because like honestly, I saw on TikTok that this guy was ordering, and it's just like,
Yeah, no, it's like extra
yeah, like
for
guys,
no reason.
can
I
we-
get it.
You know what I mean? Like, can we get rid of this? That's an added layer, I believe, anyway, to a girl or a guy. You
Yeah.
don't need to be like that.
No.
Just because you're gay doesn't mean you need to be flamboyant like that. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean you need to be flamboyant in that
No.
matter. You know what I mean? You can just be
Yeah.
a regular human being and have your sexual orientation. I think. Anyway, I might be wrong, but
No, I agree with
No,
you.
you're
I
100%
agree with
right.
you. I
Yeah.
do.
So yeah,
fucked
so
up.
after my blood test today,
It's true. It's true.
no,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
We went on a tangent.
That
So like I
happens a
go
lot.
downtown and I parked same way that you saw me park today.
Great. I should have
So
videotaped you.
awful.
Fuck.
You know what it is? I get nervous when I'm on busy streets, so I go in like too deep, and then I'm like, well, fuck, like I have no room to like actually arrange myself properly, so I have to go in and out, and it's really annoying. I'm like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah.
But
I had
so
time
I'm
for a full cigarette
parking.
watching you park.
Yeah, literally.
Literally a full cigarette.
So I'm parking, and there's this girl walking, and she seemed maybe potentially homeless. Kind of looked like a kook, but I was like, whatever, you know what I mean? And she comes, she's like watching me, so I'm like, oh, maybe, and like she starts approaching my car, so I'm like, oh, maybe she's trying to like help me park, you know what I mean? My window was closed, and I heard something body like this way, so I'm like, oh, like she's talking about my car moving the body this way. So I'm like, sorry, can you repeat that? And I roll down my window, and she goes, you need to bring your body to the Obama resting station. the police, they're coming to get you. They're looking for you. They're on their way. So you need to find your way to the resting station with the body.
The Obama resting station?
The Obama resting station.
That is so scary.
The
body.
She's like, so you need to just bring the body there because the police are looking for you. She looked at me
That is so
like
fucked.
as if like she like helped me out. She was like,
You know,
I got you. Listen, nobody else got your back. I got your
I
back.
was just there. I'm like, oh my god.
Obama resting station. I got your back.
the wrong country, but okay.
And I was like, alrighty, Roo. No,
Did you have your camera off? Were you vlogging at that time?
no, I wasn't. I was just like, I was like half comatose because like from my blood test, I'm like, I need food in me right now. But I was like,
Shit, crackhead.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely a crackhead.
Yeah,
Her teeth are like.
crackheads have like a different view of life. Though.
Crackheads just say the darndest things, don't they? We should make a list of like all the things crackheads
I think
say.
you can say we should make a show. Crackhead, say the darnest things.
I wish Bill Cosby wasn't a rapist. We could have made a nice fucking. Could have made a good show, good series. You know, it's funny we're talking about like funny names and stuff. I wanted to just before we get into our really right fuck segment.
But wait, before we do anything though, just say a story.
Oh, from the last time I left
yeah,
this
just before
the
the
pod.
really right fuck.
Oh, okay.
But
Go for
ahead.
it. Go for it.
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
well, okay. I just wanted because we're talking about names of things, right? And we're talking about Gen Zers a lot in this episode.
Mhm.
I found a list of the top 20 Gen Z slang words.
I'm gonna
Okay.
start snapping for sure. For sure.
I want to see
wanna
which ones I use.
I want to see
All of
which ones
them.
we use
All of them for sure.
and
No.
which ones we
Right in
can
the middle.
define.
Okay, let's go.
I fucking hate Gen Zs. I'm gonna start snapping. I'm actually gonna snap for real though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
For
found I found a list of
No
like
joke.
really random shit that they say. So I want to see if we can identify what it is that they say and what it is that it means. All right.
Okay, let's go.
So the first word I have as a Gen Z saying, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't even know how to fucking pronounce this. Cheugy.
Oh, I know what it is.
Cheugy. I see the blood boiling in Justin right now.
Okay, so
I never even heard this word in my life.
I've
well,
never
hold on.
used it.
I
Okay.
want to see if he knows what it is.
Cheugy.
Cheugy. Cheugy.
CHUG.
EUGY.
Can you get a place of origin?
Can you use this in a
Yeah,
sentence?
yeah. You said a sentence.
I have no fucking
Okay,
idea.
the
I don't even know what it
sentence
means.
is-
Yeah.
Okay, wearing ankle socks with Converse is very chewy.
Like stylish.
No, opposite.
Not stylish.
It's like corny.
Yeah, but it's in style now though.
Yeah, I was just giving you a stupid. I couldn't think of anything. But no, but it's
Fucking my mind right
it's very like like live, laugh, love signs. Very chewy.
Oh, like cheesy.
Yeah, like cheesy, like
Like-
corny, like very like it's like I don't even know how to explain it, but like that's how they use it. It's like it's just its own thing. Like this is chuggy. Like if you see something, you're like that's chuggy.
Who says this?
Chewy.
It's just like there was like a trend on TikTok that I saw,
That was
and it was
TikTok.
like things that are chuggy, and then I saw them, and I was like, oh,
That's fucking lame. as
Use
fuck.
that word in front of me. I'll slap you in the head.
I will literally.
yeah, I've never
fucking
used
punch
it,
your
and
shit
I
in the
never
face.
will.
Now I'm gonna hear it all the time for sure.
next
Watch.
one.
Cheugy.
Sus. SUS.
Oh, I know what sus is.
I know what it is too. I feel like Justin has no clue what it is. I feel like Justin
What
will not know any of them.
What word starts with sus?
Like I don't know. Sex.
What word starts with sus?
Oh, okay. It's like the letter. I was like S. Okay, I don't know. Sex. I don't know.
Sus.
Snake.
Sus. S-U-S. Sus.
Suspended.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. Okay.
So like that's a little sus. It's a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a shortened word. It doesn't count like chuggy.
It's basically the Gen Z equivalent of what we used to call sketch.
Like hey, sus.
Yeah.
Yeah, very very.
That could
fair.
be pretty RDP actually. Like sus. Like we always shorten our words.
Yeah.
Suspended. Somebody say sex. What's wrong with you?
Suspended.
The term TEA.
Spill the tea.
Oh, like the gossip.
The
Yes.
goss. Spill that goss.
Yeah, but
baby.
Do you
The tea is
get
like-
why it's spill the tea?
But that's a long one. That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Like,
but do you know why it's spill the tea?
because like when they like drink tea and gossip, and they would like drink their
Yeah,
tea.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You were so hesitant with that. You're like, they would
I don't know. I was way off on all fucking two of them before. All two of them.
sex.
Damn Gina.
Oh, I've never heard that. I thought you were gonna go, damn, Daniel.
Yeah, that one I know.
What do you think damn Gina means?
Like I don't know. Like down like DAMN.
What's her name in that 70s show? That's
Oh,
I
not
never watched
Gina.
it.
Damn Gina. That's Leo's mom's name is Gina. Damn Gina. God damn it.
Damn, Gina, why'd your son leave?
Use this phrase if you're either surprised by something or want to express approval.
Damn, Gina.
Damn, Gina.
I'm gonna start saying that. all the
Gen
time.
Zs are using two words now for sayings. Like it's
Damn,
crazy.
Gina.
Making things longer, these guys. Not even shorter anymore.
There's one here, okay? Read. I don't even know if it's pronounced read or red.
Rear.
R-E-A-D.
R-E-A-D. So
Yeah.
they're just taking regular words that already exist and just
Like left
just
on
throwing
red.
it somewhere else.
What do you think it means?
Just read.
Yeah, red. Let's say it's red.
I
And
think
you- and
it's
you
just
do
like
read.
left on red. Like
Yeah, I
Done.
feel like
Like if someone says something, you're like, red.
I don't care.
red. I think red. Like
I
okay,
don't-
like left on. Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Left
care.
on red.
Used
Yeah.
as a verb, a read or a read is essentially an insult and a crazy way of calling out someone's flaws. The slang term derives from both the black and LGBTQ communities and is also regularly used in Paris's burning Mariah Carey's I Don't Know Her. I don't
What?
know.
That
So-
made
I
no
think
sense.
I think it's the like what we're saying though, like left on red, and they just shortened it
Yeah.
to red.
A catty way of calling out someone's flaws.
Yeah.
No, it's not though.
No, I
'Cause
think
you're
that's
calling out somebody's flaws when you say like
yeah. It's like let's say you say something and I go red, as in like if this was a DM, like I'd leave you on red.
no, he's saying you're calling out
Fucking
somebody's flaws.
I'll give you another one.
Make it make sense.
Clock.
Clock. Like
Oh, that's
Glock.
like that's like
Clock.
that's
Or
like
like
a punch.
clock.
C-L-O-C-K.
That's a punch. No, like I'm gonna clock him.
Yeah, I'm gonna clock him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is to hit hard.
I've heard that.
Yeah, that's old. That's an old one.
yeah.
I'm gonna clock
Come
him.
on, Gen Z.
All right. They're taking old words. I get it.
Taking our words that we meant it and using as theirs. Fuck.
The next one, we all know what dead ass means.
Yeah,
Head ass.
No.
Head ass.
I've heard
thing.
that.
Head ass.
Head ass. So is it the opposite of dead ass?
What would the opposite of dead ass be?
Not
Alive.
a
ass.
lie.
Okay, what is the definition of dead ass?
like
Like-
straight up.
Like straight up. Like I'm serious. This is some serious.
So what do you
shit.
think head ass means?
I'm not serious.
When something is annoyingly mushy, cringeworthy, or borderline dumb, it's head ass.
Oh my god, someone has called me that before.
That's a fucking.
They go, "You
quiz.
fucking head ass." Like it's an insult.
Is it because you have your head up your ass?
I don't know where the fuck
I
these
think that
people came
makes
up with these.
sense.
I feel
Okay.
like we were more creative with our sayings.
Can I say one?
Yeah.
I said it before.
Go.
No cap.
No cap.
I love no cap.
I know what it means,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
know
no.
what it means.
I don't know why it means what it means, but no cap is like no lie.
What?
Yeah, like there's no limit to the amount of which I'm being serious, I guess.
Okay, there's no cap.
Yeah. I hate Mexicans, no cap. You know, like
Is it
That's a
because
little
you're
better.
Venezuelan?
It's good. It's good. That you could say.
Oh no,
on,
you're not from Venezuela. You're from.
Yeah. Nicaraguans and Mexicans have a
Nicaragua.
very long-standing beef. You know what I mean?
I
So-
was like, where is it again?
Where are you from, John?
Whenever one time I told someone you were from Nicaragua, and you know what their answer was?
Where is that?
Is that in Africa? And then I said, what's your logic behind that? They're like, I don't know, Zimbabwe.
Okay.
And then not only that, 10 minutes later, I said the same thing to someone. They were like, where is that in Africa? And their same answer was, I don't know, I was thinking Zimbabwe.
doesn't sound like it'd be Latino. You know, like
This is,
It sounds. It could be African though.
I would
see
think
why they say
Guatemala.
I'm like 6 beers deep right now.
6 beers.
I just looked down. I was like, fuck, man.
that. You're a
Gen
fucking alcoholic.
Like, I don't know, 40.
7
I'm,
beers late.
I'm like a
40.
53.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this motherfucker up, just want to get into a little segment that we like to
You're gonna
call.
say it, Chloe.
Really right fuck.
Yeah, there we go. She said it with the fucking the closed eyes and everything. I like that too.
Yes.
Really right fuck. The segment where we take your questions and we give our answers, however ill-informed they may be. So, for the first question in our segment that we like to call really right fuck.
Really right fuck.
Fuck. Fuck.
I guess like this is probably a good question to ask while you're here. There's a couple of them that are related. So there's 3 of them. One is weirdest moments on a date. One is who has it worse in dating, men or women, and appropriate first date topics. So I'm gonna combine those 3.
All the questions, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, who has it worse when having to come up with conversations during a date between men and women?
Guys, reason why they're the ones that are expected to initiate the conversation.
Yeah, and impress. It goes out to impress
Because
too, but
the reason why is I think as a girl, you feel uncomfortable like because you want to impress the guy so much that you want to talk about what they're talking about, what they're interested in. So it's like coming up with those conversations, it's like you don't know where his mind's at, so it's always like, okay, what does he want to talk about, like you know, like you don't want to
interesting.
seem too like you don't want to be
we have a girl on
annoying.
the podcast tonight. It's true. We ask all kinds of crazy questions.
It's funny
What's a
'cause-
vagina?
It's it's funny because guys think that too.
Yeah.
Guys go into it with the mindset of what does she think is interesting?
Yeah.
How can I cater my conversation around what she thinks is interesting?
Yeah.
So it's funny that a girl would have that same point of view.
Like,
Because
Yeah.
at a certain point, like, how
Yeah.
do you both try to cater your conversations around what you both think is interesting if
Yeah.
you're both trying to cater your conversation to each other?
I think the
Yeah.
best thing to do is start simple of
Yeah.
just like getting to know each other. Like, oh, like, what do you do? Whatever. Like, but also something that's also really good is like starting it off with like a really random question. Like, Kate, my boyfriend, when we started, I fucking like I made fun of him for this in the beginning because he was like, "What's your favorite holiday?"
That's
And
not a
I'm
bad
like,
question, though.
and I'm there. I'm like, "What the fuck am I supposed to say? Like Groundhog Day? Like obviously Christmas or Halloween? Like what the fuck?"
Why always? Why not Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is fucking amazing.
True, fair.
Just loves eating.
But like he was asking me questions like that, and he'd be like, "Okay, serious question, like your go-to meal at McDonald's and shit like that." And I'm like, "What random fucking questions?" But like it worked.
Yeah.
Because I kept answering them, and I was like, "What about you?" And then he's telling me, and I'm like, "Oh shit, we have this in common, and whatever, you know." And it's like
Ah, yeah,
little
there
get
you
to
go.
know conversations for the most random topics,
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Do you think that the questions have to flow though? Like, can you go on a date with somebody, assuming you were single?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go on a date with somebody and have them be like, "Yo, what's your favorite plant?" Then you answer, and they're like, "What's your favorite burger?" You know, like these are very like unrelated questions.
Say plant to burger.
Plant?
Okay,
To-
plant.
Yeah. Do you think that like
It
you
has
can-
to has there has to be a reason why you're thinking it. So
Yeah,
it's like if let's say you're like
exactly.
you go from plant to burger, and you say like the reason I'm asking you is because like I had a burger the other day, and I was debating between two burgers, and I was like, oh, they're so different, but which one do I want? Which
Yeah,
one's my
or you're
favorite,
talking
you
about
know
a
what I
plant,
mean?
and like your conversation leads to somehow a burger.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, like.
But it
you know.
doesn't have to be related. It doesn't have to be like, oh, like, what's your job? Okay, well, what's your life ambition?
Yeah.
Like,
But
after that,
but
you
for
know
the
what I
most
mean?
part, but for the most part, it comes off as like, how do I say this? Not genuine, but like also like natural.
Yeah.
You know, you can't force it. To
No,
questions.
like, that's it.
You
Like,
can't be like, oh, like, what's your favorite hamburger at McDonald's?
yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? That doesn't work.
No,
You
like,
have to have some flow in there.
yeah,
You know.
that's it. It's like it has to have a conversation, but like also the other person has to reciprocate it. Like, if like,
Yeah.
if
for
it's
sure.
like, what's your favorite plant? And I go cactus, and I just ended there. It's like, well, what
Cactus.
the fuck are you supposed to say? Cacti.
cacti.
It's like, what are you supposed to say after? You know, like, so it
Or
has
ask you,
to
okay,
flow.
why? Because I love them.
Like, oh, that's interesting. I once went to the Sahara.
there's this. If you went to Sahara, it's a great conversation starter. There's a girl on YouTube called Marnie, the Ultimate Wing Girl. Okay, don't ask me why I've watched this.
Single Josh.
I'm a single Josh, and I'm a fucking crazy YouTube spiraler.
Yeah.
There's a channel called Marnie, your Ultimate Wing Girl, and it's this woman who makes videos directed to guys about how they should approach women, how they should conversate with women, what women find attractive in guys in terms of overall like mindset, in terms of overall character traits, things like that, right?
Okay, what does she say?
So there's a video that she has that talks about this thing called the ODS theory. And so when you're speaking with a woman, it's about observing, it's about describing, and then it's about sharing. So it's observe. Let's say you meet a girl in a coffee shop. Observe an action or something that she said, describe it back to her, and then share something that you think is related to whatever you've observed and described to her in order to start that conversation. You understand what I'm saying?
Makes a lot of sense, of course.
So it's not about just shooting random questions to some random girl.
Right.
It's about thinking logically about how can I take the situation that we're in and build a conversation around that. So by observing, describing, and sharing something that's similar to whatever it is that I've observed. To that.
It could be your surroundings. though.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say that when you're in a bar or you're out or you're in a club or someone face to face, it's so much easier
Yeah.
to hit on a girl, I guess,
For
than it
sure.
is over Tinder or Bumble or whatever. Because
Oh, 100%.
online, there's nothing to share.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you
It-
can.
You only pretty much share about like what you're seeing. So for that case, it would be like their
Yeah.
profiles. So I saw you went on vacation or
Yeah.
like, but that's all so lame. You
It
know?
also like it goes back to like I remember when last time I came here and Leo was here and I was talking about like me talking to my boyfriend and whatever, and I was saying how like at first like I thought the conversation was so awkward because it was over the phone, right? It was like we were texting each other because we were working, whatever, so we couldn't see each other after meeting. So it's like when we met there was like all this chemistry, whatever, but then when we were talking, it was like he was asking all these questions, and at first I was like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Because I was like, well, this is like not like a flowing conversation, but it's like, what else would there have been to talk about? So he was doing the right thing by like doing, you know, like asking random questions, asking me about my day, but then like also like hitting those questions up, which are super random, but at the end of the day they were like entertaining also, because then we would debate, like it's like, oh, what's your favorite whatever, and then like I would say, and no, you're crazy, like this is better, you know what I mean? So it's like there's room for conversation there, but it is hard to do over the phone, and you have to have a person who's reciprocating with that, with the same energy that you're giving.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a different feeling when you've already established like a face-to-face relationship with a person and like a conversation that can be flowing face-to-face. It's different to have that than when you're able to finally have that text conversation with somebody. When you're able to have a text conversation with somebody that flows and is funny and is intriguing, it's such a different like dynamic. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's different when you're able to like just text someone something and they text you back something right away, and then you text back, and it's a back and forth on text.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the in-person thing, but when you're able to like solidify that online, I guess, aspect of it, or the texting aspect,
for sure,
it's a whole different it's a whole different ball game, man.
Yeah. It's fun, the back and forth on text, especially if you're really going at it. Yeah, but it has to be like consistent though, especially on text, because the second you take like a 15-minute break, momentum is pretty much shot.
What
you know?
were the other questions?
Yeah.
That one?
So weirdest moments, weird things on dates, I guess, like whatever, just people who ask like random questions, like make it flow, make it like understandable. Okay, next question.
Let's go.
Who would win in a fight between Josh and Justin?
I'm gonna snap now, eh? Now I'm gonna snap. Let me answer that question.
Honestly,
first of all,
I wouldn't even
here's the
say
truth. I fight. I think before. If I fight Josh,
I feel like you see black.
Yeah.
Why?
I think like Justin has more of an anger than Josh does. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Josh would be laughing. He'd be like, "Bro, what the fuck are you fucking laughing at?" And then you just deck him in the face.
I can't punch anybody in the
Clock
face.
him.
I'd clock him. One punch to anybody, my shoulder is dislocated in 30 seconds.
One punch.
I'm done. If I get into a fight, I hurt myself. So Josh would win.
I just don't see you guys as fighters in general, which is a good
yeah.
thing.
I'm not a fighter.
Great
I
I'm a
wouldn't.
peacemaker.
I think fighting is the dumbest.
I wouldn't be able to answer that question because I've been in positions in my life where there's people who I've chilled with who I know for a fact that in their mind, as they're chilling with me and 3 other guys, their brain is trying to process who they would be able to beat in a fight if ever the fight would occur. And it's like, why is that what's coming to your mind?
Toxic
No.
masculinity.
I'll tell you a name after, and you'll be like, yeah, for sure. I've been with.
So when you're chilling in a group, some guy will be like just analyzing every single person. Like I can probably crack this guy, this guy, this
100%,
guy.
100%.
That is so
And
sad.
That's sad, man.
That is
That's
so
sad.
sad.
If I'm chilling with all my boys,
I mean, it's like,
my first thought
who can I
is
hug the hardest? You know?
Yeah.
Who can I love the most out of all my friends?
That's someone, in my opinion, who has insecurities that they just don't address.
for sure.
That's it. That's it.
I think guys in general who resort to violence and resort to fighting and stuff have just insecurities.
Anything that has to do with anger. If you're an angry person, you're unhappy about something with yourself.
Ow, Jesus.
As Justin gets angry.
Right in the funny bone though.
this fucking table.
Crazy. No, I've never got into a fight. I punched one person in the face in my whole life, and that's it.
I think I punched the person once.
What was
too.
the scenario?
Coming home from a Habs game with my ex-girlfriend at the time, actually, and she was driving, and some guy was just drunk, and you know when you had a light, and he just smashed right into her, like without pressing the brakes, obviously. So we pulled over, we turned, we stopped, and he was just hammered. And he just wouldn't stop, like telling her off and like playing with her bumper. I can fix it. And I was like, yo, like you need to get the fuck off. No. So I just fucking clocked him right in the face. I just clocked him so hard in the
No
face.
cap.
No cap. at all.
No cap.
Yeah. And then the cops came and he got arrested because he was hammered.
Mm-hmm.
And he was driving under the influence, which is illegal.
It's a nice feeling when you don't get in trouble for being an
Driving
asshole.
Yeah,
Yo, I
under the
clocked him
influence.
and I was like, yo, this is how it feels like to like punch somebody in the face. Like I was like 26 at the time, 25. It was like,
Yeah.
it fucking hurts, man.
To that question, like I don't know, I'm not a guy who fights, and I don't
Never.
think that you're a guy who fights
Never.
either.
But that was like very, very like.
Yeah.
In the moment. It was
It
situational.
was very in the moment.
Yeah.
He really, really wouldn't stop.
The thing is, it's also like, not to sound like a fucking female in this situation, but like it is scary to get into a fight because you never know how fucked up the other person is and what they're willing to do. And God forbid an accident happens, you fall down, you hit your head. You know what I mean? Like I saw my friend get into a fight one time. And I was just like, I stayed back. Like, obviously, don't get involved because that's the dumbest thing a girl can do in a fight. But then the guy came back his car
Yeah.
and was trying to make my friend approach the car, and my friend was like, in that moment I sobered up, because in my head I'm like, imagine this guy pulls out a gun, pulls out a knife, like you don't know. It's like
Yeah.
obviously like rare scenario, but like someone got shot at somewhere because
Someone got shot at somewhere. Anybody who's not from Montreal is like, what the fuck she's saying?
Where did they get shot?
Somewhere.
But where? Somewhere.
literally, and I was supposed to go that night, and someone got grazed by a bullet. Someone I know got grazed by a bullet.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, those things, well, I don't know if it was the person's fault, but for me, the story once, like, I used to have really bad road rage. I still have it, obviously. I guess I have shades of road rage. But this something calmed down a lot once. I was driving, and it was still his fault, though. The guy, he cut me off like crazy. And I was just really, really pissed. I had a long day at work. I wanted to just fucking get home.
Yeah.
And so he cuts me off. I started honking. I'm like, what the fuck? So he points me the finger. I point him the finger back. Doesn't he get out of the car with a fucking crowbar? And I was like, holy shit, this guy, man, like, this
That's
is...
why I don't fucking
I was like, this is fucking... He comes to my car, he's like, take your finger, shove it up your fucking ass. And he's like about to like break my window. And I was like... And that's the moment I was like, yo, like, I am such a fucking little pussy right now. Like, I would get a crazy beating right now. Like, you have to just watch it.
I've been driving and like have had men like yell at me. And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything.
Everyone's tough behind the wheel, though. Until someone comes at you with a crowbar. Like, I was all tough. He came at me, and I was like, yo, no, this is not good.
Some guy pulled the finger to me the other day while I was on the highway. That's like 9:30 p.m.
No,
like,
not to
you this angry at 9:30 p.m.?
Oh, by the way, I got into an accident last week on the highway, okay? Some guy, I'm driving. I'm in the fast lane going to work. He just completely merges into my car.
Oh, my God.
Didn't see me. Oh, my God. Are you okay? Oh, my God. Anyways, so... He hits me. I get out of the car. I'm doing like my little exchange of information.
Yeah.
Doesn't this bitch drive by with her car? Get off the fucking highway!
What a asshole!
I just got into an accident. Like I'm like, fuck you. I told her.
You are annoying.
Like, yo, come on, man. Like I get it. I'm in the fast lane. It's 9 a.m. on the 40. I get it. I'm causing traffic, but it's like, yo, give me like 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes. Take his information down, and I'll leave.
Yeah.
Yo, there's this one, like, not to bring up another depressing story, but like there was a story in LA or something. States are fucked up. This like, what's it called? Like this mom and like her son were in the back and they were driving, and then like she gave the finger to like a car, and the car shot at her car and killed her son.
Was this Compton? Fuck.
On the highway. He's like,
South Central.
He's like, mommy, my stomach hurts, and he's bleeding from his stomach.
Oh my God.
No, stop. Did he die?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
How fucking sad. That's why I'm like, I will never give the finger. I'll never do anything, because people are fucking psycho.
People literally pull out a gun in road rage. People are fucking insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Like a whole other like degree or level of insane. Like I don't know if it's like there's some like for sure condition.
I'll never
like when you're in a car, why you get?
I'll never honk again.
I'll never honk again. Dude.
You're gonna honk like tomorrow morning for sure. Oh, fucking shit.
I never honk unless it's like.
Well, I'm a big. You have to honk. I'm big on that.
I did a little boop once because like the green the light turned green and the guy didn't go, so I did boop, and I was just talking a story about a crazy driver. This guy in front of me gives the finger in the middle of the like in the mirror. And then just to make sure I saw it, he takes out his other hand and sticks out the window. And I'm just there.
Did a double middle finger, DMF.
I was
DMFL.
I was literally
Finger. No, what L? Why did I throw in an L in there?
DMFL.
Like finger, is there an L? There's
Double
no L.
middle finger life, baby.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That makes more sense.
Yeah, so he did that and I was just in shock. I'm like, why do people hate me? I'm like, I'm just letting him know it was fucking green.
I'm huge on the honk. You need to know that what you're doing is wrong.
No, you know why? Because then
No.
because my boyfriend told me that too. If you need to honk, you need to honk.
No.
I honked at an old man by accident. I felt like shit for 48 hours.
Yeah, it's okay. Capola was telling me a story the other day about how he had crazy road rage once and he was freaking out because some guy was like really slow behind him. He was in a rush. So it's a one laner, so you can't cut somebody off. He was fucking snapping, honking. He goes and trying to like pass him on the other side. Doesn't he drive by, look at the guy next to him? It's a fucking priest. And he's like, yo, he's like,
you are going to hell.
Yeah, and he's like, holy shit, he did fucking sign of the cross, and he's like, after that, he's like, I never felt so stupid in my life.
Hilarious.
Priests can drive?
Apparently, yeah.
It's not against like
Priesthood.
the moral law.
The words of God. You can drive a car.
No, I don't.
Can't fuck a woman, you can fuck a car.
I remember one time a priest yelled at my mom, and my mom
I thought
started
this story was gonna
crying.
go somewhere else.
No,
too.
no, he yelled at
One
my
time
mom.
a priest yelled. Okay, that's a little better.
He yelled at my mom, and my mom's like getting into the car. She's like, I hate him. I'm like, priests are evil.
Shout out to all the fucking priests in the fucking fatherhood, I guess. I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm gonna need 8 Hail Marys after this one.
Yeah. More than 8, I'll tell you that much. We'll need a couple more than 8.
Look, priests are good people. It's okay.
That was our segment called Really Right Fuck. I don't know where that went. We had 2 questions. I don't think we answered any of them. But anyway.
Who won the fight? I don't know. Priests are pedophiles. Apparently. that's what happened.
Thank you
This
guys.
was the most random episode
Yeah.
I've ever been on.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is. The podcast is about everything and absolutely nothing. So
That's it.
thank you guys for tuning in this week. Episode 91. If you've learned anything from this podcast, please comment it down below. Hit the like button. Hit the fucking subscribe if you're watching on, or listening rather, on YouTube and Spotify. Give us a 5-star review. Comment
5
on there as
star.
well.
I love that.
If you want to fucking follow us on the socials for, I don't know what the fuck reason.
Slide in their DMs.
After this podcast, but
Send
at
them your ginger
Beyond,
dick pics.
at Beyond the Bench
Nice
podcast.
thick cock.
On Instagram, on TikTok. I gotta say, man, every time you come on, I get drunk. I'm just drunk.
I'm
Every-
straight out of
Fuck,
you.
are you drunk?
Also, I'm a little tips, but my favorite thing is Josh called me the other day and he goes, Chloe, listen, we can't go over an hour, okay? We can't go over an hour.
This is a
'cause
long one, eh?
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
long one.
Yeah. What
So
time
we
is
can't
it?
go.
11?
It's 11.
Are we in the 11s right now? Yeah, I have to go to my work tomorrow.
Guys,
in 5 weeks.
2 hours and 10 minutes later. Thank you for tuning in this week. We'll be
Sorry,
back next
Josh.
week. Every Friday, 9 a.m., new episodes. What week are you gone?
August, so I leave the 27th, which is a Friday, so we're still good for the Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to miss the 2nd.
So the week of the August 30th.
The week of the August 30th.
The week of the August 30th.
That's single August 30th. That's
exactly.
done the 2nd on the Thursday. Friday, the 3rd.
Thank you guys for tuning in this week. We'll be back next week
Gang.
on Friday. Our special guest, Chloe.